All right, so Ethan is finally back after his 1 week ban. Where, listen, this is my going theory. People keep, I don't know if it's true or not, but this is my going theory. Ethan made a video showing like at least a third of Keemstar's Spotify podcast, and I think what happened is that Keemstar reported it for like content theft or something, and then it got pulled down and he got a strike. That's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, Ethan's back with a video titled "I'm Done with Trisha Paytas." It's Off the Rails 8. I guess it's just another podcast that he has. We're gonna try to specifically stick to the Trisha stuff, but this is a bit of a long video, so let's do this.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. We had a lot of fun, and we'll see you next time. Ta-ta.
All right, we're clear. Good show, everybody.
All right.
Nice work.
All right, we're already ready for the cringe.
1 sec. Let me take this.
All right.
Yellow, this is Ethan. Yeah, what's going on? Are you serious?
Just gonna play it fast.
So you're saying, okay?
What's that?
That was someone from YouTube.
Huh?
They just said that we are suspended for a week, and if we upload anything, we will be permanently banned.
What?
Yeah.
What?
They basically, I don't know. Keemstar was snitched on me.
Wait, yeah, it says that we have a strike. What the hell?
Keemstar snitched and got
This is like the weirdest staged interaction here. Like what?
suspended for a week.
But like I don't. This is so weird. Skip to 3 minutes. I want to watch this cringy thing. What is happening here? Like YouTube called. I know it's a skit, but like they said, it's just a weird skit. YouTube called and said if we post for the next week, we'll be banned. That's not even how it works. So it's just like a weird thing to say.
What?
Oh my god, you got to be kidding me. What the hell do we do with our time?
Oh my god, dude, I'm so over it. I think we're gonna have to just go outside.
Sounds scary.
We gotta go outside, guys. We have literally a week. We have to be brave.
Ethan.
Yeah.
Wow, this is terrible.
You want to get tape on your mouth?
Please thank our sponsors of the Star. Star got us suspended.
There we
marked
go.
on us to Mommy Susan. We'll get into all that. I guess what happened was I think I understand. At first I was like, I just don't understand these rules. Like, what did I do? There was a part where we had a fake call-in, if you guys remember.
Oh, was it the fake call-in?
Keemstar's 20-year-old girlfriend called in, and we had a conversation that maybe got a little too explicit about Keemstar was having performance issues and stuff, and I guess that hit a little too close to home because Keemstar reported us to Mommy Susan.
You really crossed the line.
Isn't it? It's a little weird that like Ethan is somebody who like calls for cancellation for people, and then when he gets struck down for being inappropriate, all of a sudden it's like not his fault. I don't like. Maybe you shouldn't have made that bit.
Which we'll get into. First of all, let me thank our sponsors. We love
But I didn't watch it, so.
you. Please thank our sponsors are the best. They really were.
It was a
accommodating 'cause
nudity and sexual strike for that short? Oh, okay.
we got memed on for a week, and they were able to move them around for us. So that was really nice. Thank you to Curology, Kraken, Policy Genius, MeUndies, and HelloFresh. Mwah, mwah, we love you.
All right, just hurry up.
We support Eat Love Dad Garcia. All right, here's what happened.
Okay, there we go.
So we got suspended, and then suddenly Trisha Paytas, my ex-bestie, was collaborating with Keemstar.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed pretty timed at that point. It was actually pretty fucked up because, Trisha made that video going against Keemstar for having a 20-year-old girlfriend, which was just, like, stupid. And she talked about how it was, like, basically he was being a predator towards that girl. And then she asked Ethan to weigh in on it. Ethan weighed in on it. Then Ethan got banned for pushing over the line. Then she went on. Then she said, like, oh, I never asked you to talk about this. And then went on to the Keemstar podcast to slander Ethan. It's ridiculous.
I'll be honest with you guys. When I saw that she followed him on Twitter and then Keemstar's making a whole big deal, I was like, there's no way. It could be that she's just following him to catch up on stuff. Like, that's innocent. I was like, there's no way she's actually going to go on the podcast. Like, that's beneath even her.
Why would you give her that benefit of the doubt when you saw that she followed Keemstar after she made a huge deal about how she thought he was a horrible person and didn't want to interact with him because he's like a scumbag? When you were on your podcast, like the Frenemies podcast, and then you were like, yeah, maybe she's just following him to keep up with the news. What? Follow fucking NBC or something. What are you talking about, keep up with the news? That doesn't make any sense. It's really weird because I really feel like when it comes to Trisha Paytas, Ethan is like the most honest and like innocent and like forgiving person. You know what I mean? Like she could kill a guy and Ethan will be like, well, I think that there was probably a reason. But, like, if anybody else sneezes, he takes a gun out and he just puts it in your fucking face. He's like, what did you just do? Did you say, did you cover your nose? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of an Ethan thing.
Yeah, she followed Keemstar a couple hours after we were banned. So people were raising their eyebrows like, that's strange timing. But I was like, honestly, even with Trisha and how much like animosity there's been, I feel like this is beneath even her. And sure enough, man, what was it, a few days ago?
Yeah, well, now she crossed the line. She crossed the line when she called your wife like a bunch of like derogatory things and said she was a bad mother. I mean, come on, Ethan. It's one of those things where Trisha's horrible, and I don't think Ethan's that bad of a guy. I think that Ethan's he does pander to like to the little bit SJWE, but he seems like a nice guy, honestly. Like all the bullshit aside, he seems like a nice guy. But he's kind of asking for it at this point. He should have stopped engaging with Trisha for a while. And I know people are sitting here and going like, well, Papa Gut, they're family. What's interesting about that point? I also have family. Like, it's like you guys forgot. Right? And here's how you interact with people you don't like in your family. When you go to family events, you acknowledge their existence, you act kind, but you don't give them too much information. And then you just don't acknowledge them for the rest of their life. But Ethan, like, when she said, like, oh, hey, can you weigh in on the Keemstar thing? Ethan should not have done that. Ethan should have just stayed out of it. What people need to understand, I don't think Ethan watches her podcast she goes on, is every podcast she goes on, she just slanders Ethan, saying it's his fault for the frenemies thing, and that like he apologized in the podcast episode that they made, the last episode of Frenemies, which they didn't make that, right? Because that last episode was intended to plug the merch, but they didn't have the merch there, so why would they do the episode that day? And just a bunch of different like the defaming things, and like Ethan still engages with her beyond what is expected of him. Like, just talk to her at family events. That's it.
Ago, during our suspension, because of Keemstar, widely known that it was Keemstar that did it. I mean, he took credit for it. It's not even in dispute. Keemstar posted this photo of her at their podcast. And then Keemstar grinning, flipping me off, and Trisha wearing a Frenemies hoodie.
What the fuck?
And I was like, dude.
Okay.
This is betrayal on a whole new level.
Did she secretly record them?
Especially considering just how much smack
I feel like she would have released
Trisha had talked about Keemstar. Like literally 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what this is to me, she is a what's the name of that famous turncoat during the Revolutionary? Benedict
Arnold.
Yeah, she Benedict Arnold me big time. This is an unforgivable traitorous act, and I'm going to explain in great detail why. And I'm going to be totally honest with you guys.
He's finally cutting himself
part of me wanted
off,
to take the high road on this and just ignore it, but at the same time, I'm so sick.
Well, this is one of the. I feel like you can't ignore this one. Like, this seems like one that Ethan can't ignore, because like it seemed very calculated against him. It seemed very calculated against him, where like he got banned. And then it's like, oh, let's go on to Keemstar. She is really pissed at Ethan for her ruining Frenemies, but she likes to blame him for it.
Of her disrespecting me and my family and causing shit and just being so toxic, lying, and I'm just so freaking over her.
And what the worst part, though, is that, like, honestly, if he had stopped associating with her last time he said he was done, which was a totally justifiable thing, that would have been perfect. But now, this is all, like, generated forced drama, and I don't think Ethan created it. But like now it's just like one of those things where like it's like, okay, Ethan, like we don't really care. Like you knew better and you still engaged with Trisha. Like I'm not sitting here like super empathetic towards him.
That I'm over it. She's not she You
gonna cry?
Look how happy she is to be there. Look how happy Keemstar is to be.
She looks like she just farted. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're going to get into all the details. But at this point, I'm just like, okay, Trisha, you went all the way low as possible. You collaborated with Keemstar after he suspended me. You literally went out of your way and followed him after he suspended me and took credit for it. And so, all right, if that's how you want to do it, then that's it. And I'm just going to tell you.
That's why we call her Trisha Fartass.
I'm going to say my piece right now. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to lay it all on the table about this shit. And I'm going to move on with my life.
Okay.
I'm not dealing with Trisha anymore. That's it.
Finally?
I was close to privating every episode of Families over the weekend. I'm not even going to lie.
Why?
Frenemies, you mean?
Oh my God. Yes.
What the fuck?
I was so close to privating all of the frenemies because I was like, I'm still paying her. I just sent her like a huge amount of money. Huge. But ultimately, I was like, you know what?
No, you should leave it up. It's better that he leaves it up for transparency's sake, so people can go back. Because as it stands, every time Trisha talks about the frenemies thing, she always like lies about it and tries to like change the narrative. At least keep the recordings there for people who want to go back and watch and go like, oh yeah, Trisha's a dumb fucking liar.
Do have some kind of verbal contract, so I don't. And also, people are just going to re-upload them anyway, so might as well. And by the way, most of those episodes just contradict all the lies she says about me. So why should I do her the favor of removing them? But that's how much I actually just don't want to associate with her anymore.
It's about time.
And I'm over it, dude. I'm not dealing with this shit anymore.
Bro.
So I'm just going to lay it all out there and move on with my life. And literally, by the way, so let me take you guys up from the top. All I said in response to this ultimate betrayal, top anime betrayals of the decade. Can you think of a more iconic anime betrayal than this?
Yeah, good point.
Griffith.
Joe Rogan and little kids. I don't know.
Guts.
I didn't get to that part yet.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wait, no, I did. Yeah, Griffith and Guts. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's.
This is more of a betrayal.
Berserker.
All I said was that I'm not even going to front or try to be funny. This really just makes me sad. That is my simple statement.
Well, he said something on TikTok too. It just came off as like very whiny. You know what I mean? It's like shame on fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Like that's what the point that we're all feeling. We're like, okay, Ethan, like we get it, but you did this to yourself, kind of.
Which apparently was too much for even her. It's just me.
Somebody said Trisha looks like the wardrobe from Beauty and the Beast.
Saying, "Wow, I'm sad."
Yeah.
Okay, that's literally all I did.
You are pretty sad, Ethan. Yeah.
And so her response, by the way, to my one tweet that's saying I'm sad, she made 27 TikToks about me. She made a 42-minute video about me and 23 tweets about me.
Oh my God.
Saying I'm playing the victim, I'm lying, I'm this and that, I run a cult, and all my fans are harassing her. It's like,
did she really do that?
I was
Holy
sad.
shit!
Did you really not expect me to be upset?
I saw the 42-minute video. She has a tendency of making like 5-minute videos into 40-minute videos, but I didn't know she made all these TikToks about them.
This. Her total responses tallied to 51 responses to my one tweet.
Well, you also have the TikTok.
And I'm the one that can't drop it.
It's 2, Ethan.
And come on, let's not ignore the timing of it. I get suspended.
Not much different, but
Keemstar takes credit for it. 2 hours later, she follows him on Twitter.
You know what's though? Keemstar didn't really take credit for it directly. He was like, "Oh, I got upset and I said something to my agent, and then my agent did something." I find that pathetic. Like Keemstar, if you're gonna get the video pulled down, have the balls to be like, yeah, you know what? He made that video and it bothered me because it was super sexually explicit, blah blah blah. But Keemstar was kind of like, I just told my guy about it, and then my guy didn't and I didn't really have anything to do with it. It's like, bro, own it if you're gonna fucking do it. You know, like, yeah, you reported Ethan. Just own it. Be an adult.
And they're plotting this podcast.
Telling my mommy Susan.
So let's set the stage here. Let's not mince words. She's clearly doing this to hurt me.
She's doing it because he won't fuck her. Is the reality. She desperately wants to fuck Ethan, and he won't fuck her. So this is her way of getting revenge.
To hurt me. And it did hurt, and I did, you know. And Keemstar's obviously happy enough to use her as in his pawn. Here's Keemstar. Keemstar's such a creep. Okay, so just to illustrate just kind of what's going on here. So as soon as I tweet this, I go, oh wow, this makes me sad. Like, wow, this is my family, right? And so just to show how happy Trisha is to be used by Keemstar in his perverted
what?
His perverted little game of trying to upset me. W's. I go, this makes me sad.
Okay,
and Keemstar goes, W's and more W's.
Okay.
That's fucked up.
Like, dude, how perverted and twisted. Like, is it a W that you're like messing with my family?
I feel like, so they're engaged in some bullshit drama. Like, Trisha's the one mostly in the wrong. Trisha's the one who went to Keemstar. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, Keemstar's an asshole. We already know that. But like, talking about how like Trisha, like that he's a pervert and everything for it. This is a Trisha thing,
I guess. If you're really sick in the head. Here's more. My mom left a comment, of course.
And it's not like Keemstar went to like his actual mother who's never been on social media before and said, "Hey, come on and let's talk shit about Ethan." He went to somebody who is like a fucking shit-stirring loser. He went to Trisha Paytas to get sort of stir shit like a loser. You know what I mean?
That's how to get into it. We're going to get that. We're posting families this weekend and we talk about it. So I'm just going to wait.
Papa, watch what Keem messages Def Noodles. You know what's interesting about Def Noodles? I saw he was banned off Twitter. I actually am starting to think that Keemstar got him banned off Twitter.
For that. My mom wanted to respond, of course. So I'm going to give her the opportunity. It's, of course, my mom said, can't wait to go to the wedding. Not. I was like, okay. Oh, Jesus, Mom. Of course, my mom. Like, she's my mom.
That's funny. Wait.
Not.
That's funny. Can't wait to go to her wedding. Not. That's funny. I like that. Ethan's mom's a fucking baller. That's funny.
I was like, okay. Oh, Jesus, Mom. Of course, my mom. Look, she's my mom.
Bro, your mom's a fucking alpha male, bro. What the fuck?
Protective. I didn't know she was saying this. I was like driving in the car and I saw it. And I was reading replies and I saw my mom at the top and I was like, oh my God. Look, my mom's been on Twitter for like a week. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's not used. Her tweets usually get 0 likes.
Yes, she does.
Also, that seems like a very tame response in terms of.
It was funny. What is this guy doing?
Can't wait to go to her wedding. Not. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I'll be honest.
It is. Yeah,
I appreciate her defending me, but it's just she got to be careful when making tweets.
Nah, fuck that.
Thank you, Shredder. Ethan's mother now refusing to go to Trisha's wedding because she came on my podcast. The W is too big.
Well, she just said can't wait. Well, she said can't wait to go to the wedding. Not. So the not could be referring to the can't wait. So she's probably going to go there begrudgingly.
So here's Keemstar celebrating.
Hold on. What is the rest of it? Dead ass feel bad for Trisha Paytas now, but at least she knows now Ethan and his family never cared for her. They just use her for content. If you believed this thing, you're just a dumb person. Like, if you actually believe this, you have a mental disorder. Like, this is just like bullshit, like horrible framing. You know what's so funny? People will like come. There's like a bunch of little boys that'll come. They'll jerk off and come all over Keemstar for being a big troll. But then when someone else trolls, like Ethan's mom, all of a sudden that must be serious. It's not a joke anymore. It's only trolling when Keemstar does it. You know what I mean? But like Ethan's mom is trolling as well.
W is too big. So here's Keemstar celebrating an actual riff in my family because of him.
Oh, who cares?
Doesn't that seem...
Oh, stop being all what was me.
Like a bit much to be celebrating, like calling that a W?
It's not that. We're just acting like it's like a fucking homicide. Like, just what are you talking about? Like, this is a little too woe is me.
Seems right on character for him.
You guys are being a little too woe is me. I mean, come on.
Bust it.
It's kind of been exposed on how much of a creep he is.
Not really. Just how much of like a loser he is.
Yes, feel bad for Trisha now, but at least she knows that Ethan and his family never cared for her. They just used her for content. Okay. Not sure how you're drawing that conclusion. We definitely all cared about her until she made about 200 videos about me, calling me a liar.
Yeah.
And like lying. So, but he's happy enough to use her. Okay. I'm just giving you guys a little environmental of what I was dealing with offline and unable to respond until now. And Keemstar says, again, why so sad? He's been blocked for like a year, so I don't know why he's so sad. Yeah.
Okay.
He thinks he's the Joker.
Well, does that make you Batman? Like, what are you talking about?
Here's the screenshot of Trisha that she followed him back 2 hours after I got suspended. Grab your popcorn. We just getting started, Keemstar. Okay. And so she knows, by the way. She knows, right?
Keemstar.
That
Beautiful.
Keemstar's just doing this to piss me off. It's obvious based on this tweet that he put out right after she followed him. So she cannot feign ignorance. Like, oh, I'm just going there.
She's doing it to take a shot at you.
You know this. No, you're being there to be a useful idiot to Keemstar to try to cause problems in my family. It's creepy and weird. So, all I said was it made me sad. Now, at this point, people are, finding Trisha's interaction with Keemstar questionable. And let's see, Trisha makes about 1 billion videos trying to defend herself, talking about how she loves conversation. She just free speech, dude. Conversation, marketplace of ideas.
I don't see. Here's the problem with Trisha saying that she loves conversation. Trisha, I'm just gonna say it. Excuse my language, but Trisha's retarded. She doesn't know how to have a conversation with a fucking brick wall. So for her to say that she loves conversation just doesn't make any sense. And I'm sorry for my language. I truly am. But it's like but I'm not wrong. So like this, I love conversation. What are you talking about? You like love conversation? Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? I don't like to use words like that because I have a lot of fans who don't like that language, but it's just like, I'm so tired of this, bro.
Is all of a sudden Trisha's a First Amendment warrior who just wants to enter the marketplace of ideas. Like, what? Where did this come from? I've literally never heard her talk like that.
True.
Except the problem with Trisha is that she can't keep track of her own bullshit.
Well, yeah, we know that.
Okay. Here she is, just like not that long ago on Frenemies. Here's what she said about Keemstar. So you've got Marketplace of Ideas, Trisha. I'm just here for have a conversation. Here's Trisha a few months ago, reacting to Keemstar.
And quite frankly, I do not believe the alleged victim. And I don't want to.
She even be allowed on YouTube. Like, I will never say that about any channel except for this.
She
like,
talks so fast.
You know what I mean? I don't think any other channel should be banned off YouTube except for literally Keemstar.
What? She wants to deplatform Keemstar because he said
There are better clips to show, like where she said that she never wants to interact with Keemstar.
he doesn't believe Jake Paul's accuser.
Which, by the way, like with the Jake Paul thing, if your stance is, hey, I don't think there's enough information, I don't want to take a stance, that's fine. But Keemstar's position was like to make fun of that girl and say like, how can you even get fucked, like raped in the mouth? It's an incredible like gaslight. And then he made it. I already have a video on this. You can go look it up. But then he was like, oh, so I was just asking questions about assault survivors. Shut up, Keemstar. You dumb fuck.
Damn, it's crazy how she completely just changed completely. But here she is 1 week ago saying, 1 week ago! What? It's like, okay, that was a few months. People could change it. This was 1 week ago on her show talking about Keemstar.
The video is called Keemstar's Dishonest Apology to Survivors, just in case you wanted to take a look at it.
And at the end of the day, I always will have like Ethan's back. Like the idea of even going on like drama where I was just like, you know, because like regardless, like we're gonna have to see each other, right? Like I have a wedding coming up, like I hope they come, all this stuff like that. Like we have to see each other eventually. So I'm not trying to like also drama alert trash. Like I'm not that bad. Like Keemstar called me irrelevant. Like I'm not that bottom of the barrel yet. Like I'm not that irrelevant yet. Like
I guess she hit the bottom of the barrel. I guess she is that irrelevant.
It's true though. I was saying it the other day. Like it really is true. What it comes down to is like Keemstar exists for the dumbest people on the internet. Like I think most people who watch Keemstar watch him because they find him like entertaining, but not in an I like Keemstar way. More in like I got nothing better to watch and so fuck me way. And I think that's what most of Keemstar's fans are. And I think he thinks that people like him because he gets likes, but those likes aren't because they like him, it's because they like to make fun of him. But yeah, he just panders to like the dumbest of the dumbest people of like who actually genuinely like him. And what he does though is he picks the people that are at the bottom that have been completely socially devoured, like Gabby Hanna, and he befriends them at their lowest point. And he platforms them at their lowest point so that they'll hopefully be his friend for a long period of time and like fight for him, generate more controversy for him, give him the first scoop. Like, yeah, he uses like very, you know, he's very methodical in that sense. He's a very dumb person, but when it comes to drama, he's very like methodical about drama. He's very intelligent when it comes to YouTube drama, which is just fundamentally unintelligent. And that's what he does. And like he picked Trisha Paytas out because she's irrelevant now. Not that I'm super relevant, but you understand my point. She's like, after Frenemies, like she's dipped. So now anytime she talks about Ethan, though, she knows she gets a lot of views. So she's like, I got to talk about Ethan every so often. And then I'm going to make 14 videos about him. Now, of course, I'm not much better because I cover these situations like very specifically, like event at a time rather than like comprehensively. So I have a bunch of videos about Trisha. Some people call me her stan, and maybe that's true. But I'm not, at least I'm not sacrificing my core values,
But in the course of a week, she's kind of dissing herself in the most severe way possible right now.
Yeah, that's true.
We get to cut that up, Zach.
I do a good job.
I am irrelevant. I am bottom of the barrel.
You got it.
Thank you.
they come to me when I'm like in a cardboard box. Even then, I probably wouldn't go on drama. I'd rather just be living in a cardboard box, like chill in peace, whatever.
Okay, time to move into that cardboard box.
It's so
Trisha.
fast. Holy shit.
I mean, what a hypocrite. What a immoral.
What a bitch. Call her a bitch.
She has no beliefs in anything.
True.
How did her opinion change?
How is it taking him so long to discover these things? Like, we knew this already. And he's like, Trisha has no moral compass. Wow, Ethan. I mean, no fucking kidding. Huh? Like
somewhere between 1 week ago and when Keemstar got channel suspended and she could tap dance on my grave with Keemstar. When did that change? And then the ultimate irony, of course, is that I jokingly predicted this exact thing to happen on episode 3 of Frenemies. Listen to this.
Oh, listen to yourself.
I hated you. Trying to like dry up and block it.
Sorry. I freaked up. Here, guys. Let's try that one more time.
I hated you, huh?
You're such like a Judas, how you flip-flop between camps. I'm sure you'll be friends with Keemstar in a month from now.
Absolutely.
Being like,
no.
yeah, Ethan's fucking, I used to go to his house, and you'll start making up shit like, yep.
That's
There's
funny.
no such thing as a coincidence.
There's really not.
You don't have to call it, say, Judith. Trisha Paytas is non-binary, remember? So Judith is fine.
And wake up.
So anyway, of course.
Was that the Joe Biden
Really
wake up
not.
meme?
And wake up.
So
That was the Joe Biden wake up guy.
anyway, of course, Trisha wants to deplatform Keemstar. She thinks he's the worst. And Keemstar also, at this time, posted this video of them.
Bro, what's crazy to me is that, like, Keemstar exists and he's dumb. And, like, you could, like, surgically take down Keemstar by just deconstructing his really bad rhetoric. Like, the video that he made about, like, the sexual assault, like, education. If you deconstructed that very methodically, you could really, like, turn people to see Keemstar who he truly is. Like, I guarantee you, if I had, like, a larger platform and I called out Keemstar, his public favor would drift drastically because, like, I'd actually make decent points. But we're so focused on this drama here, which is like bullshit. Honestly, it doesn't matter. We don't focus on the rape apologist rhetoric that Keemstar pushes out constantly. His apology was more rhetoric. It was him blaming victims for their interpretation of what he had said when he invalidated sexual assault survivors and people who were assaulted in the mouth. And what he did is, instead of apologize for that, he's like, I was just asking a question. It's all your fault. He's weaponizing people's traumas. He's turning it against them. He's hurting those people. And then his dumb audience of people who actually agree with him because they're, like, not intelligent, they're like, yeah, see, Keemstar's a nice guy. No, you're not. He's not. You're dumb. I'm sorry, because I know we have a little bit of crossover. I don't have a huge audience, but you're just kind of dumb, and, like, you should listen for a second. Take a second to sit down and listen.
A little backstage clip. Of course, Keemstar just playing her, like, for a fool, just a pawn in his dumb game.
I don't like that either, because, like, Trisha is definitely aware of her actions. He's not playing her. Like, they're both they're parasites. They're both just feeding off of each other.
Weird game. So he posted this clip of them all laughing and having a good time.
I guess everyone looks heavier on it. Maybe the way you sit. You lost weight?
He's had his little fat boy stages. I go through them too, but, like, he's skinny right now.
Yeah.
You know what I did? I did keto for a while and lost it gradually, which was good. I'm glad I did that. But, like, recently I've just been, like, raging and just eating, like, once a day. And
Yeah, because you're happier in a new relationship now.
Yes.
So,
Right there, look at it.
Keemstar's 40 and wears ripped jeans. Come on, bro. Like, grow up. I mean, honestly. Also, they should just make this on YouTube so we could all watch it.
oh, wait, really? Wait.
Yeah.
She's not a child.
Oh,
Look.
oh my gosh.
That's
She's a real
Jossie.
person.
How did that get blown? Okay, anyways, first
There's
of
no
all,
chains on it. She's not handcuffed.
Dude, there's so much to unpack in this clip. Okay, why do you think Keemstar posted this clip to tease the podcast? You guys want to take any guesses? Could it be
Is it probably to tease the podcast, mostly?
because Moses is on the couch and he wanted to rock the boat that way? Is it because
Maybe.
his 20-year-old girlfriend that Trisha just ripped into him a week ago is sitting right there next to Moses and everyone's just happy-go-lucky? And Trisha literally says, how did this story get blown out of proportion? Girl, what? What? How did this story get so blown out of proportion?
I don't know. How did it?
Backtrack 1 week ago, okay? From her Enemies podcast.
I feel like it was a plug, and, like, just everything else was just like a bonus. Like, we already know, like, he doesn't like you, trying to stir up controversy, blah blah blah. It's mostly just to, it was mostly just to plug the pod. You know what I mean? Like, not everything is like a deep-seated fucking ploy. Those things just come with that territory. It's like, I already know it's gonna piss off Ethan because the engagement does. So let me plug Trisha Paytas being on there because I know I'll get a lot of views.
By the way, Trisha, if you're going to complain about my production quality, you better get your ass. You better, like, if you're going to make a podcast called Enemies, you better fucking, like, get the editor, get the producer, get the sound guy that you said that we needed that was so professional. Like, what the fuck? She canceled the show because our production quality wasn't up to her standards.
True.
And she's sitting in an empty room, echoey as fuck, totally unedited.
It's true.
It's dog shit. I mean, the quality is dog shit. I'm not making a value judgment on what she's saying. I'm just saying, if you're going to quit the show because the production's not up to your quality, you better fucking step it up.
She doesn't even have, like, a microphone that sounds decent, bro. Like, that's crazy.
This is
5%.
shit, dude.
5%.
100%. Here she is talking about. Okay, Trisha says, "How did this get so blown out of proportion?" 1 week ago, go ahead.
playing
Trisha, take
Daniel
it.
Keem, then you're an actual creep in real life. Like, you are actually a real life perv, a real life just creep, just evil, just a nasty old man that's, like, hurting this girl in ways that she may not know, but you know.
See, like, this is what I'm talking about. Dishonest, ridiculous bullshit rhetoric. So this is like an incorrect perspective from her, but if she genuinely believed it, I would give her credit for being honest. But the second she was on Keemstar, she was just like, oh, I was just projecting some of my own experiences onto the situation, and like I know it's not a big deal. I was really more worried about how like I was wondering if you really like loved her or some bullshit. Like she's a total bullshit artist. She doesn't even like you understand. It's not like her perspective is like that she is wrong about the situation, but she has like a strong feeling that she's right. She just doesn't. But if somebody agreed with her, I would sit down and have like a genuine conversation. Be like, okay, this is why I disagree with you, right? And we could come to like a really solid conclusion after like a very long, nuanced conversation. Trisha doesn't even believe what she's saying. That's the problem. It's not like she's just it's not like she just doesn't believe what she's saying. She just says things to try to deplatform people, and then it didn't work, so she decided to join Keemstar. You know what I mean? Like, it's pathetic.
Guys, what do I say about this? What do I say?
Speak for itself.
She said I get blown out of proportion. You. Well, it wasn't really blown out of proportion. It was a good story, but like, I mean.
No, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? So Ethan was like, well, it wasn't blown out of proportion. It was. And Ethan said he was just wrong about Keemstar. I already made a video about how he was wrong. But at least Ethan believes what he said. You know what I mean? Like, you can respect somebody with some fucking conviction. So, like, Ethan's wrong about Keemstar in this specific scenario, the 20-year-old and, like, the 20-year-old girlfriend. He's wrong about that. But at least he believed it. So it's genuine from him. You know, there's a difference. I can respect people speaking genuinely. But, like, Trisha just says things, and it's infuriating.
Well, ironically, I probably wouldn't have even
Keemstar is kind of creepy.
Made that video without this, because I think that's how we found out about it.
The name of the episode that we got banned for was Trisha versus Keemstar.
Right.
Well, Trisha asked him to make the video.
And it was because of the back and forth between them.
Well, no.
How did it get so blown out of proportion?
Who?
But she's like, there's nothing wrong with that relationship. Now that I see you and I'm too cowardly to call you out for it.
He didn't believe what he said, remember, Boogie. No, see, that's different. Like, that was a couple... So, okay, I understand what you're saying, because the Boogie situation was very similar. That was years earlier, before Ethan was, like, super SJW, right? Like, before he just kind of went along... So, Ethan has gone along with the morality of Twitter and TikTok, which is the morality of children that don't understand complicated situations, boundaries, or, like, relationships, right? That's just a fact of the matter. Ethan has actually been sucked into that vortex of dog shit. So he believes what he was saying. I genuinely believe he believes it. I do. I think that I think Ethan's honest. I think he's just ignorant. So
I love it.
I love it. You coward.
Wow, you finally said something.
Spineless.
I look pretty big today.
Spineless.
I look pretty sexy today.
Just sit there in front of Keemstar and his girlfriend and act like, how did this get blown out of proportion? Oh my god.
I can see why. I can see why I have a new female audience.
Okay, so let's take a big step back here.
Ooh, I'm sexy, bro.
So Trisha goes, this is the marketplace of ideas, guys. We just sit and we have a podcast. Okay. So you know how? Okay, so let me set the stage here. Gabby Hanna defended this guy Curtis.
I don't really know what.
I forget his last name. He R-worded this girl Jessie. I forget the last name.
Oh,
but it was a big story.
Yeah.
Lepore was the Curtis guy, and Jessie what?
She was like passed out. He like took advantage of her when she was like, I think she had a concussion or something. I don't remember the specifics. And then like they were broken up, and he just went at it. You know, it's terrible.
So. This is all very recent, by the way. This isn't like years ago. This is from June 8th. Okay, that's like a few months ago. And what was one of Trisha's most unhinged videos of all time.
Also, just to know, because Trisha criticized Ethan for constantly bringing up the past. Trisha like constantly brings up the past as well. Like I remember one point she was like, "Oh yeah, he made fun of my body like 3 years ago on a YouTube video that he's apologized for like 50,000 times." You know what I mean? So like, but the thing is that Trisha doesn't apologize ever or change. She apologized originally for ruining frenemies, and then now she's just like, "Oh, it's Ethan's fault 100%." So like, you know, just for anybody thinking about that like hypocrisy, let me just can't
look at that shot, bro.
Just check it now.
That's laying on a kitchen floor. That's not even sitting. She's straight up. Her whole body's on the floor.
What does this have to do with anything?
The lower she gets to the ground, the more unhinged the video is. Okay, so listen to what she says about Gabby. who she accused of being an R-word apologist.
She is.
And
yeah.
let's just remember the context here. Keemstar defends Curtis and said way worse things. So she's conveniently forgetting about this, but let's not get into
I
it.
don't doubt that. Let's see.
Also, this message is Gabby Hanna. Gabby Hanna, you still suck. You are a scary ass bitch and you are a rape apologist. Those phone calls prove that you are an actual rape apologist, which you denied, and you are the lowest, most disgusting form.
I'm not educated on the Gabby Hanna situation. It's Gabby. It's just a lot. I know that she like defended the Curtis guy. I just don't know how specifically, so I can't give like a very in-depth perspective on that.
Of human being ever, and don't think for a second.
And I can't listen to Trisha. Like Trisha's dumb as fuck. Like you know what I mean? I'd have to hear it from an outside source, and I'd have to hear all the information. You know
that last Frenemies episode on views had anything to do with you. In fact, I'd rather them change the title. I asked them not to change the title to Storms Out. Please change the title to Storms Out, because that's why people are watching that, and not you, Gabby. No one gives a fuck. I'm so sick that I even talked about you, that I've allowed you to just absolutely eat away at me, but now also Jesse and all these other people that you've been an absolutely disgusting, vile person to. You are disgusting. You are a liar and a psychopath, and you need serious help. So don't even think for a second that you're trolling or rooting for things irrelevant.
So
why does Trisha talk so quickly? Like she could slow down her speech and be more concise and still get 40 minutes out of like a 5-minute video.
She has that much energy for an R-word apologist, but keep the same energy because
I watched like a little bit of the phone call, but I just didn't know what was going on because there's just so much backstory.
Keemstar, on the same exact situation, said way worse things. And if you care about Jessie Smiles, she seemed to have been way more offended by what Keemstar said than Gabby. I hate cases of R-word, says Keemstar. In most cases, only 2 people in the world actually know what happened. Everyone else has to guess. The Jessie Smiles and Curtis story is so hard to believe because they were boyfriend and girlfriend. So Keemstar's thesis, which he's hit on many times, is that you cannot R-word your girlfriend.
That's true. So here's the thing. Again, if you're somebody who says I don't want to weigh in on cases of sexual assault because I just feel like I can never get enough information, that's fine. But then he follows it up with like, well, they're a boyfriend and girlfriend. It's like, okay. First of all, they were actually broken up at that point. That's my understanding. Second of all, like you can still assault your boyfriend or girlfriend. You know, it's weird. And like there are people who fake assault 100%. But I think most people are relatively genuine. And it comes to the thing where, like, in this situation, why would she lie? Like, most of the time when people lie about being assaulted, they do it in a way where, like, they know that they can get at somebody and get people to hate them. The Jessie Smiles situation happened way before it was, like, palatable to talk about sexual assault. She knew she was going to get hatred for it. So, like, there was no benefit for her to lie. You know what I mean? We're much more woke now, so we're more believing of survivors, which is a great thing. But like back then, you guys have done. We've shifted and we've changed drastically in several years. And this situation happened in like 2014. This is him commenting on it in like 2019. And so like we've shifted drastically over the past 5-10 years socially, and so we have to keep that in mind, like in general.
It's impossible.
And if you don't really know what happened, it's weird. Yeah,
they're your property to do whatever you want with. But the truth is, none of us actually know what happened. So here's Jessie, the girl that Trisha's so passionate about protecting. You have handled this situation with such poor taste. You're right. You don't know what happened, but you sure felt like you did all these years when you consistently called me a liar, mocked my accusations. Sorry you hate all these R-word cases. By the way, it must be hard on you. And she included a screenshot of Keemstar saying, sorry, Jessie Smiles, tagged her on Twitter, only has 140 characters. Please don't accuse me of R-word. He's making a joke out of it.
Well, yeah, he is, because this is what people will generally do if they don't have an intelligent answer. They'll just give you like, oh, sorry, I can't give you the full answer here. That's Keemstar.
Basically accusing her of making false, allegations.
Yeah.
This is just one specific example of Keemstar's continued history of not believing victims. And actually, well, here he is. Sure. Jake Paul was accused of essay. Again, recent. Trisha knows all about this. We talked about it on Frenemies, and here is what he said about that.
How does that happen? I like, wouldn't she have to open her mouth and like participate in some way for that to happen? Like, can't you just turn your head?
I wish he would have talked about this in the context of Keemstar apologizing.
Better. Can't you just get like? Is there some way to force oral sex on someone? I mean,
so once again, Keemstar is saying that you cannot orally R-word someone because you can just turn your head.
See, this is one of those things where, like, he was like, I just don't understand it because I'm not somebody who could ever be taken advantage of. And I want you guys to understand how terrible of an excuse it is to say, like, well, I don't understand how people would submit so that they wouldn't get hurt because I'm just such a big, strong man. That doesn't really make sense to me because, like, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4". I'm 350 pounds. Like, I have a pretty broad frame. I'm a fairly intimidating guy. I've never, ever struggled to understand how somebody could submit to somebody else. Mostly because as a big guy, people are more willing to, like, not in a sexual scenario, because I've always been very careful to make sure that, like, I had full consent to people, and I always created situations where they felt like they could say no. But, like, people have always been, like, afraid of me and intimidated me, like, in high school, just for, like, existing. So how could you not understand that if you're such a big, strong, tough guy, Keemstar? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You were probably a bully in high school. So the fact that you don't realize that, like, people can get bullied into doing things they don't want to is fucking insane. Like, how do you not understand that? It's a dumb excuse. You know, it's just a bad excuse. I understand people who don't understand the nuances of, like, sexual assault culture. And that's one of the examples, is, like, being put in a situation where you feel like you can't say no or you'll get hurt, or you will get hurt. I understand people who don't understand that, like, super fully. But, like, he's just saying, why can't you just take the dick out of your mouth? He's not even saying, like, oh, it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
He's you know, blaming the victim, calling her a liar, and you know all this. So where's your energy?
Yeah, I'm also bald. That's scary too.
For Keemstar, the R-word apologist, that you have for Gabby. It's entirely inconsistent. And you definitely know that Keemstar harassed Hila for a year, calling her a horse, tweeting pictures of horses at me. You definitely know how he harassed AB's wife during the same...
I'm sorry, it's... it's not funny. Listen, I think that Hila is an attractive girl. It's just, like, kind of... It is a little bit funny, that one. You know what I mean? Like, not everything is the worst thing. That part's just a little funny. I got a little chuckle out of it. It's a little fucked up, but...
Time, tweeting him pictures of witches, saying his wife looked like a witch.
That's fucked up.
So, which is it? Do you care about victims, or do you not? Because I honestly can't
tell. I don't think that they're victims. I think he was just making fun of how they look, which is still shitty. I would never do that. But it's a little, you know, give me a little chuckle. I got my own weaknesses, you know.
But maybe we're jumping to conclusions, because at this time, all this went down, we hadn't even seen the podcast yet. And Trisha, all we saw was that one clip that Keemstar put out.
Keemstar, shut up.
Okay. I said, you know what? And Stroll's like, okay, let's wait and see the podcast. Here she
fair.
says, everybody's jumping to conclusions. You haven't even seen the podcast yet. Here she is. Trisha
I'm
Paytas.
not reading comments online because, like, the internet is just literally so stupid on so many levels. Like, it is stupid.
It is. You are the internet, Trisha. The internet. That is your nickname, the internet.
At the end of the day, it is stupid. But I take pride in not cowering away from people I have disagreements with, people that don't like me. Like, I will always talk to, confront respectfully people that I have issues with, and I call it out.
Hey, Trisha, I know that you know who I am. So if you truly believe what you're saying, which you don't, then talk to me. Because we both know you know who I am. I know that you know who I am because I know that you know who some of my friends on TikTok are. I've seen you, like, talk about how you knew them, like, indirectly, like Clay, that one video where you referenced my friend Clay. You know who I am. When my account was, before my main account was banned, I would get, like, millions of views per video. You've seen my stuff, Trisha. I know you've seen my stuff. So talk to me. But it's not true. Oh, she knows who I am. I guarantee you. I fucking guarantee you. I'll cut my fucking pinky off. My pinky toe off if she doesn't know who I am. She knows who I am. For sure. 100%. 2.5 million followers and verified before my ban. She knew who I was. She knew who I was.
I don't know why people haven't even heard.
Like, she obsessively watches things that are not about her. I mean, that are about her. She knows who I was. Like, she knows who I am. She just chooses to ignore me because she knows that it's not going to give her clout to talk to me, and it's going to, like, seriously damage her already destroyed reputation because, like, I would just dissect her.
Heard the episode and, like,
maybe she's watching us right now. Probably.
This is awful. It's like, you haven't even heard it. Like,
probably. I mean, probably not to that. She probably doesn't watch my YouTube videos, but she watched my, like, 10-second TikToks on her.
I saw the hate comments going on. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of backlash. I'm not afraid.
Well, anyway, she's saying.
What are those?
She's saying you haven't even heard.
Afraid.
What
of
were
backlash.
those things?
I'm not.
The fuck is that? I guess they scrolled down.
Well, anyway, she's saying, basically, she's saying, you haven't even heard it. I defend Ethan and I attack Keemstar. So you guys are going to look like real idiots when this podcast comes out. So the podcast came out, and I watched it all. Okay. It was, by the way, 30 minutes. It was a 30 freaking minute podcast. Like,
yes,
Trisha was so happy to be used by them for 30 minutes. Like, they couldn't even, they go, sorry, Trisha, 30 minutes is up. Our producer has to go. How do you, your producer has to go after 30 minutes?
It was
38 Did you guys not
minutes.
plan this at all?
And I think you just had to go early.
Pretty amazing.
That's an
Anyway,
interesting.
So I watched the podcast. Let me give you a synopsis. You can watch plenty of cuts of it online. It was basically 30 minutes of them both.
It was 30. It was 38 minutes and 12 seconds.
Shitting on me nonstop.
True. That's
and did
true.
Trisha challenge Keemstar on? It was 38 minutes. Thank you, baby.
Yeah. See.
Did Trisha challenge Keemstar on dating the 20-year-old girlfriend?
Nope, not at all.
No. Did she challenge
She
him
even just said like, "Oh, I was just like upset because of the whole keep it private thing." That was it. She was full of shit.
on being an R-word apologist?
Nope.
No. Did she challenge him on saying mental health illnesses don't exist and people just do it for attention?
That one, I will say that like he said in his that he's trying to educate himself, which he's obviously a liar based on his apology, but he did say that he was trying to better himself on mental health issues. So for that one, I won't give him too much. I won't give her too much shit for.
No, she did not. Did she challenge Keemstar on bowling people and using them for entertainment up until the point that they break or even unalive themselves? She did not even mention any of those points. Did she challenge him on getting my channel suspended? No. Did she challenge him on falsely accusing people of being a P word and
I think he mentioned that scenario too.
Ruining people's lives? She did not. What you'll find in the podcast is them circle jerking about what a piece of shit I am for 30 minutes.
It's true. And I know people are going to come in here and say it again. And we're going to talk about it every single time we talk about Keemstar. Well, not every time. I think I didn't mention it last time. People are always like the Etika scenario. They're always like, Keemstar had nothing to do with Etika taking their life. And I'm just going to tell you again that you're wrong. I watched it somewhat recently. And like, Etika was on Keemstar's fucking whatever bullshit show. And Etika was very clearly mentally distressed. Anybody could tell. And he was an adult. Keemstar was like 35 or something at this point. Like, there's no excuse for not understanding that. And he got frustrated because Etika was saying weird shit about him. And then he was like, if the world's just a simulation, why don't you just jump off a bridge? And then he jumped off a bridge. So yes, Keemstar is partially responsible. Legally, I don't think so. But he definitely is partially responsible for being completely... like he was being very inappropriate about the scenario. You're an adult, you should be able to identify when people are mentally distressed in some capacity and understand what to say and what not to say. If you have somebody who seriously thinks that the world is a fucking simulation and that nothing matters, you don't suggest them to jump off of a bridge.
Just take it.
And then they jump off of a bridge and you're like, oh, it's not my fault. It is. Partially you are responsible.
From Keemstar himself, who did the No Jumper podcast like the next day, and he listened to how Keemstar described it.
So when the episode isn't out yet, do we know when it's coming out?
It's coming out tonight at midnight Eastern.
I asked for the advanced copy, so it's Spotify.
He really does wear ripped jeans, bro. He really wears ripped jeans? Like, what are you doing, bro? Come on. This is really how he looks? Like, I honestly, this is what a fucking 23-year-old would wear. Like, I'm being serious. It's fucking weirdly immature. Like, what are you doing? And you're inside of a studio wearing a pair of glasses? That's gay, bro. What are you doing, bro? Like, honestly. Like, you have I don't know. It's just grow up a little bit. What's wrong with ripped jeans? Ripped jeans are for children. Okay, ripped jeans are for angsty teenagers. That's what it is.
Let it happen.
Ooh.
And even when an angsty teenager wears ripped jeans, it's gay. Honestly. But, like, I get it, because you're a kid and you think it's cool. But that's the problem, is he thinks this just shows he's not self-aware. Fucking ripped jeans.
That's what you said.
Yeah. They won't.
Give me an idea.
What are you talking about, dipshit? Just send him an audio file. What the fuck are you talking about? Spotify. They probably pay him like $10 a month for that dog shit podcast. 30 minutes. Their episodes are so short. Like, dude, oh my God, bro.
Well, who cares if they're short? That's like a weird criticism.
So the fact that
inside with sunglasses, exactly. Like, there was no point. It's like sunglasses are for practical use. If you use sunglasses as an accessory, I understand wearing nice sunglasses and buying a nice pair. But if you're using them in a scenario that's inappropriate, why? Because you're a dumb asshole. I know this is a weird criticism. I'm just going to make fun of them. I don't care.
Spotify pays these goons to make a podcast will endlessly blow my mind.
Also, you know what? I have to go back for a little bit. Let me correct myself, because I was laughing at the whole Etha and, like, I guess I don't know who AB is. It was one of his producers or something. Their wife getting made fun of by Keemstar. I was laughing, so I'm like, it's kind of funny. But you know what? Like, I have to think for a second. Realistically, like, one of my big things, this is something that you learn especially as a man growing up. is one of the things that you learn as a man growing up is that like you don't fuck with somebody's like wife. That's like a big deal. And you don't criticize somebody's wife, you leave somebody's wife out of it. So it's like stupid, but like it really does go against like my moral code of like, you know, fucking with somebody else's wife. I guess unless they insert themselves in the scenario. I'm not sure how inserted Hila was, but still, you don't fuck with a man's wife, you know? Or kids. Big deal.
The episode will already be out by the time this episode's out, even though we're going to rush it. But
Hila. What do I call Etha? Hila. You know what I'm saying. I'm sorry.
Was discussed.
We talked about so many topics and like just bang bang all over the place, and we ended up bashing Ethan a lot. You know, Ethan has some flaws, and you know we've all experienced them firsthand. Ethan and Banks have had beef. Trisha and Ethan have had beef. Obviously, me and Ethan have beef, and so that was the one.
Bro, can I like? What are you doing with your life, Keemstar? Look at those glasses. That he wears a Keemstar necklace, a phase hat, and ski glasses.
I get the phase hat.
In summer in LA, he's walking around in ski glasses. Can you be more of a tool?
But you know what really gets me more than anything else? It's the necklace. Like, could you imagine being so conceited that you walked around with like a necklace on? Although maybe he's trying to plug it as merch. But who the fuck would wear a Keemstar necklace as merch?
Jersey and hat in the pool.
We'll get to that.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Oh, trust me,
That's my favorite thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, we're getting to all that.
I have been caught in 4K. Common thing that kind of connected all of us is, you know, us criticizing Ethan. So
there you go.
You know,
we have a lot in common. We all hate Ethan. So what exactly was I waiting for, Trisha? I watched the whole thing.
My understanding is like the Ethan thing on Banks was incorrect. I think he like misspoke on the Banks situation, and he never apologized or like retracted his video or made a follow-up video apologizing. He just said like, "Oh, Banks, your video is good." I would hope that he would reference that, but I'm assuming that's true.
What was I waiting for to see?
I have like a mega cut here of them talking shit about me, but I don't even know if it's.
What I do find interesting though is that like this is his coming back of like I'm done with Trisha Paytas, and it's focused on everything but what Trisha did, kind of. Like you should be focusing on the podcast and the videos that she made and going more into depth on those. But instead he is going into like the weird past of like Keemstar and Trisha, and it's like, why don't we sit in the now and deconstruct what's going on now? You know?
Should I show this?
Yeah, Ethan's head is weird too.
The thing is, the mega cut doesn't do justice to how much they were just nonstop talking shit about me. But this is 3 minutes.
Hey,
he would never do that.
Wait, why?
He would never in a million years.
Why?
Because Ethan's a pussy. He really is. He really is.
Trisha,
Yeah.
Ethan will not put himself in a situation where he knows he's going to lose. All right. This is why the last podcast of Frenemies like never aired, right?
Yeah. That's the thing. So in that way, I think she has the Ethan syndrome a little, where it's like, if you can't admit to one fault that you did.
She says
it's so fucked up because he admitted to faults. Like he literally admitted that like when he questioned, he asked Trisha's mom about the candlestick thing. If you don't know what that is, it's like Trisha got like fucked with a candlestick, and it was very traumatizing apparently to Trisha. That's what she says, at least. And so like it was on Frenemies, so Ethan asked the mom about it, thinking that like it was acceptable because it was on Frenemies, and then she got upset, so he's like apologized immediately. That's the thing. Like Ethan can be a douchebag, but like he does specifically and especially when it comes to Trisha, he apologizes for everything he feels like he's done wrong. He's the most weirdly honest person when it comes to Trisha. So this criticism of like Ethan syndrome is ridiculous. Also, there are some people that people find so morally reprehensible that they won't associate themselves with them. I have people like that too. I've disconnected to myself that I've like on the internet because I think that they're such shitty people that they're like usually it's like rape apologists or people who don't take true accountability for sexually harassing like people. I won't talk to them either because I think that they're horrible. So like that's why Ethan won't talk to Keemstar, because he thinks he's morally reprehensible. And if I ever did talk to Keemstar, which probably will never happen, I would like first talk about all the fucking terrible things he's done. We wouldn't talk about drama. We talk about like the rape apologist shit.
Now it's the Ethan syndrome. Gabby has the Ethan syndrome, bro. Let's fucking go.
That's a terrible syndrome. You don't want to get diagnosed with that.
But now I'm the original. It's Gabby has the Ethan syndrome.
Right, yeah.
Not Ethan has the Gabby syndrome.
Like I've ever seen her one time be like, you know what, I was wrong.
Never.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at with Ethan right now. The fact that he can't admit that he did something wrong like publicly, and I'm still getting all this hate about it. It's like annoying.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody's hating on you for going on Keemstar's podcast, being a total tool hypocrite. You basically spent like the better part of the last 2 years talking about what a piece of shit Keemstar is and how he should be deplatformed. And now all of a sudden, when you have an opportunity to tap dance on my grave with him, you take it and within 2 hours of being suspended. It's like, bruh, you're such a traitor.
didn't come back, and like it sucks because I really did like frenemies. Like I was down to go the next day to film. He's like, will you film tomorrow after our big fight? I was like, yeah. And then that's when he told me like the crew wasn't comfortable, and then that's when I lost my shit because I was like, he's screenshotting my shit.
I mentioned it to my YouTube rep. I'm like, can you do this stuff on YouTube? And he's like, no, I don't think so.
Here he is
so then it got age restricted. And I was like,
here he is admitting to getting our Keemstar puppet sketch.
True.
Age restricted, by the way.
okay, well, something for that,
So that's
right?
Well, there's nothing wrong with getting age restricted, but then if it just got age restricted, is that what happened, or did that video just get restricted for age?
Technically did flag because I made a Twitter video tagging CEO.
You didn't report it though.
I didn't do it through YouTube. No.
Weird. That's
Yeah.
well, that's also why I was like, let me just talk to Keem so don't flag me because
I would never. I want to bully. I want to harass. I want to fucking talk shit. I do.
Toxic, man.
I want to
It's
roast this
toxic.
guy, but I can't because YouTube won't let me. But he could say, I got a little dick, fuck puppets. Like, what is this?
By the way, Keemstar's lying. He can say whatever he wants about me. He just can't stand the fucking heat. He tried to ruin my life as many
Yeah, but if it just got age restricted, then that wouldn't have gotten him banned for a week, would it?
times as possible. It didn't work. And now he's got nothing to say about me. So we shit on him all we want. He can't say anything. So now he's crying. Oh, YouTube doesn't let me talk about him. You're a fucking liar. Because guess what? I'm still sitting here calling you a piece of shit. That you are a horrible person. And I'm never going to stop calling you out. Because YouTube never told me don't talk about Keemstar. I mean, you're lying. You just can't stand the heat, bro. You can't stand that I have a little puppet about you. Where's the puppet? Grab the puppet.
right. And I think that is like the hypocrisy of Ethan.
I'm not going to fuck the puppet.
It probably did need to be. Oh, it probably did need to be age restricted. Yeah.
Puppet. I would never. I'm not doing that. I've changed. I've reformed.
Good. That was wrong.
Oh, that video's not the one from the band. I'm getting confused.
It's big of you to admit that you were
That
wrong.
was
in doing
wrong. I shouldn't have fucked the puppet. That clearly upset Keemstar.
Yep. It was too far.
Enough to complain to YouTube about it.
Yep.
Oh, so it was an older
I should have
video.
fucked the puppet.
Yeah. That said, we believe
Thank you, baby.
that everybody deserves a platform and free speech here at the H3 podcast, unlike
Well,
some people on the
Even
internet.
though it's my,
Well, I don't know if you truly believe that. I mean, let's not get all crazy on that. I mean, you have called to deplatform Keemstar, so come on.
my constitutional right to be able to fuck this puppet. YouTube doesn't like it. So this is a puppet of Keemstar. He goes, Ethan, you are a fucking hypocrite, which is all he basically says. And Keemstar, did you get my it's interesting you just admit to getting my sketch with the puppet age restricted. Was that you? Yes, it was me. But I didn't click the report a flag. So, you know, it wasn't me. But yes, I did write them and complain about them several times. Okay, so
Well, apparently he called his agent, and his agent complained.
it does sound like it was you. Yes, it was me. Okay. And Keemstar, were you responsible for me getting suspended for a week? I didn't click the flag button, but yes, I did tag Team YouTube and Susan Wojcinski, the CEO of YouTube. And I also admitted on video that I've been writing YouTube every time you mention me and crying behind the scenes. Okay, so it was you. Yes. Okay.
All right.
What's interesting about the Keem?
Take the puppet away.
Is that
Take the
he's
puppet
also
away.
got quite a dome.
No.
Look at that.
Take the puppet.
All right, take it. All right. Keemstar's crying to YouTube as we speak.
We got to go to break.
Break.
All right, let's go to break. We'll be right back. We got plenty more to talk about. Thank you to Curology.
Fuck off. Fuck you. Fuck you. Hey, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Is a great.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Coverage. Make those no or these
barbecue.
All right, we are back.
Take a break from the ads.
So I was watching.
Or want a break from the ads?
Watching the supercut here of all the lovely things she said.
I think it's like gross when people do make fun of people's like looks or small penises or whatever. I don't like when people make fun of people's aesthetic.
Okay, fine. I didn't say he had a small penis. I said he had performance issues. I wasn't that specific about it. But did I say he had a little one? Maybe I did. Well, who cares?
I think you did.
But like, who cares, Keem? Is it really hitting that close to home that you had to cry to YouTube about it?
And this snake
Oh, if you're going to be anti-body shaming, then you can't shame people for having a small wiggler, you know?
motherfucker started getting hate because I'm on there and, you know, I'm a controversial figure. So he leaves a comment. He goes, listen, I know some of you guys hate Keemstar. Don't worry. We hate him too. We just thought this would be entertaining. And that was a knife in my back.
That's the biggest thing that I dislike.
Hopefully he references that. Because, like, yeah, from what Keemstar said, that they had, like, a video together. They did, like, he came on the podcast. And they had a nice time. And then afterwards, he was getting backlash. Ethan was getting backlash. So he's like, yeah, we hate Keemstar too. And that is kind of shitty. You know,
like about Ethan and just don't appreciate about him is he's constantly pandering to the audience.
Yeah.
He's
That's
constant. And now it's all
Tell
about,
that to our audience.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I was like, bro, have
That's
you
news to
ever
us.
read the comments? Who am I pandering to exactly?
Like little kids on Twitter and TikTok. I've already explained that before. But basically, the morality of TikTok and Twitter is run by children, and then adults reinforce that morality instead of like actually being honest about themselves. And that's why you believe that like Keemstar is like assaulting a 20-year-old girl and is predatory, even though he's not.
Blanks.
My biggest criticism of FaZe Blanks is that he's friends with Keemstar, if I'm being honest. And that is a huge criticism. Like, somebody that could actually sit across from Keemstar and validate him as a human being is... That's like, I mean, bro.
Yeah, but you should reference specifically what you did wrong.
You could be Mother Teresa. Apparently, Mother Teresa. You could be who's an undisputed great person. I feel like we're losing him day by day.
Yeah, not Mother Teresa. People
Tom Hanks.
Who's
People
actually
do not like her.
Yeah, she actually was one of the worst.
Brendan Fraser.
MLK. You could be MLK, but if you're friends with Keem, then you're ML.
L for the L.
ML hell.
Like the L.
MLK. M taking the LK. Yeah, pretty much.
More responsible with what you fucking say and SJW and all this shit. And he's done a full 180. And it's because that's the audience. That's like the mainstream, what mainstream people want to watch.
I mean,
it's like
people change. I try my hardest not to change, right? I try to.
That's so admirable, bro. That's what life is all about. Wow. Keemstar says, I try my hardest not to change. And interestingly,
it's dumb.
Well, yeah, about since the age of 15, he's been true to that mantra. But unfortunately, you know, me being an evolving human being, educating and bettering myself over the years is something that, of course, Keemstar looks down on.
Keemstar, right?
I think that's a little too much of an A to B scenario. You're not necessarily educating yourself. Like, part of you probably is, and then part of you is pandering to like an audience of children, which is again why you think that like a 20-year-old and a 38-year-old or 9-year-old dating is like predatory when it's not. It's just weird.
But even me, like I have to calm down.
Because like kids say that's gross, right? Like kids said, "Call me Carson." A 19-year-old talking to a 17-year-old was like wrong, which it's not.
And tame things.
Like it's
down because we get in trouble now. We can't do what we used to do back in the day. But Ethan's change has been so drastic. Like you haven't changed. Ethan's change is plastic. It really feels and seems plastic.
He definitely goes with what the audience says, which is like, so that's the worst part. I think that's what the end of Frenemies was, because he got so much hate from that last episode. Because
it's so I didn't get hate for the last episode. By the way,
what is that statement?
I always pushed through the controversy with you. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I do think Trisha is confessing and projecting a little bit here, because first of all, I've kind of disengaged from the comments from a moment.
Someone said, I don't remember Ethan saying anything about Banks. He got into it to defend Trisha when him and Mike went on something else. Was it Nojimer? I don't know how to say that. And started going for Trish. Trisha was the one that mentioned the past assault. Okay. Well, that's the problem too, is that like Trisha, or rather Ethan, would constantly like validate what Trisha said, even if she said it ignorantly. But I understand what you're saying. So you're saying that Trisha started the drama against FaZe Banks. Ethan supported it. Then after it aired, Ethan didn't take the video down and apologize. Okay. He's still partially wrong with that.
Mental health like years ago.
And then I love how Trisha blamed FaZe Banks for it. I mean, he blamed Ethan for that, even though she was part of the problem.
One of the best things that I've ever done.
No jumper, okay.
To have a sustainable career on YouTube. And Trisha reads everything. I know that. So I think this is just projection and confession here.
At first he's like, yeah, let's film tomorrow, let's do it. And then all the comments were like, Trisha's like spoiled and title, all this stuff like that. And then he like changed the
I just think the amount of effort, I'll just use Ethan as the example, the amount of effort he'll put in and the length he's willing to go to like make an accusation or highlight a bad part of somebody. If he gets it wrong, he doesn't put an equal amount of effort in redeeming it or correcting it at all. Not
I still get so much hate from his audience, like literally, it's not even that severe.
So my audience is your audience too.
But she doesn't get hate from his audience for him being wrong. She's a liar and bullshit artist, and people dislike her.
Trisha's got this weird thing where she thinks that all the hate she's getting is just H3 fans. It's like,
it's everybody.
I hate to break it to you, Trisha, but I think they're mostly your fans that are become disillusioned with you. I mean, we would get like 4 or 5 million views per podcast of Frenemies, and we get like, 2 million on a really great episode.
Somebody said, to be fair, he didn't say that Keem is a predator in the relationship. From what I can remember, he just said that it was kind of weird, and then they made fun of him. That's not true. I watched the whole thing. He called her a child. He said that Keemstar was preying on her. He definitely made it seem like some kind of a predatory interaction. Like that's a substantial downplay. He totally did like equate Keemstar to a predator for talking to that 20-year-old. He was definitely in there, my man.
So there's like 3 million extra people there that don't care about me.
Yeah, he said that was using her. And then his wife was like, "Oh, I think she's in it for the money," which actually, if that's true, makes Keemstar the victim. No, victim. Two consenting adults engaging in a relationship.
Yeah, I think most H3 fans just want this to be over. I think they're exhausted from the drama, and so am I. Okay, peace and love. And by the way, we've said so many times, and Hila, who's the only time she's ever commented on it, bless her beautiful, gentle soul, said, "Do not harass Moses. Do not harass Trisha. They're people." You know, I'm so like, come on.
I don't think I don't think that Hila has a beautiful soul. I think that she's like a fucking. She seems like the kind of person that would like just privately kill somebody instead of talk shit.
Those things, but like the stuff that he said saying I wanted to have the whole crew fired. I hang on to that so much because I would never say that's something I do, and I'm just like, oh, the fact that you don't correct this.
I've reached out to Ethan twice on Twitter to make peace because our beef is so fucking deep, right? That it's exhausting, right? And I wanted to just stop it so many different fucking times. He's not interested. Like he wants me deplatformed.
Yeah. Well, it's like I don't negotiate with terrorists. You know, there's a reason for that. You know what I mean? It's like, why would I sit across from you and validate you as a human being? You are irredeemable scum. You are the worst person on this platform by far. And yes, he's had like 4 channels that have all been banned. He should not have a platform on YouTube. He's dangerous. Is that really true? Harmful. He's just, yeah, dude. Go, you know, yes.
Who goes to Keemstar
apparently Keemstar thinks I shouldn't have a platform because as far as I'm aware, he's got 1 video age restricted, he got me a 1-week suspension, and I've done nothing to him. As far as crying to YouTube goes, fucking baby.
The difference being action, where, you know, you're saying you don't think he deserves it, but there's no public.
He deserves it, but what is that? I go, yeah, he deserves it, but like, what is me saying he deserves it do? I don't control policy.
Where he's publicly putting out videos.
Well, you did make a whole video trying to get him banned. Like that's you know, like don't if you're gonna take a stance that you think that Keemstar is a horrible, deplorable person and he should be banned, like own it forever. Don't just be like, I don't have control. Like, you know very well that just, especially as a big creator, like calling out that he should lose his platform is definitely like trying to an extent to get him to lose his platform. Like, you have like an audience, like this video itself has like 1.1 million fucking views in like 24 hours. Like, you have an audience of people. So if you say like, hey, I don't think you should fucking I don't think you should support Dunkin' Donuts because they're piss in their coffee or something, and people are gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna stop buying Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just completely like own your shit.
Again, the CEO of YouTube,
he goes, "Mommy."
Yeah.
I mean,
Keemstar's manager owns his channel because he's not allowed to have one. Is that true? Holy fuck.
Could predict that he would likely say that the whole saga where he lost a bunch of sponsors because of the videos that you made would be his retort, but that really is different because that. You just criticized him, and then people reacted versus crying to YouTube. That
whole thing, by the way, which Keemstar has done his whole career, going after people's sponsors.
Sure.
So, like, okay, dude, whatever the fuck. But that whole thing, I was like, how is G Fuel sponsoring this guy? He's got a can of G Fuel while he's like slandering, falsely accusing people of being P words. I just found it pretty ironic. I wasn't like, go email.
Let me get some G Fuel, guy. I wouldn't drink that.
G Fuel. If G Fuel wants to pull their sponsor from Keemstar because he's a piece of shit.
You know? Could you imagine if like you could promote cigarettes? You see people smoking cigarettes on streams and shit? That'd be crazy.
No, that's probably a good idea on their part.
His argument and the whole situation boiled down to 2 things: was that you are for deplatforming and that you want people to lose sponsors, which both have been shown on his end.
Proven.
Shout out to Comment Cop.
And on my part, not.
Well, I mean, I guess that's fair. If you're only going to call Keemstar out to get deplatformed, I mean, you know, whatever. I don't remember if he called for Crowder to get deplatformed.
I mean, you could say that me bringing a notice to
want to pop a G Fuel. That'd be cool. Let's work on it, guys.
Nobody cares. I don't give a fuck. Keemstar, you're so irrelevant to me.
If it like tasted good, maybe I would drink it.
He thinks that we have this beef. It's like, I just don't like you, bro, and I shit on you every chance because everyone else is like afraid of you for good reasons because you're such a psychopath. Simple. And listen, I've gone through the pain of you trying to dig out every skeleton in my closet and doing the best you can, and now I have like this beautiful freedom to just shit on you endlessly, which I take
what flavor? I don't know.
I mean, I don't think about you more than that, bro. This is Keemstar timestamping it right now. Mommy, Susan, Ethan said it was mean to me. I don't believe in deplatforming, and I believe in the first constitutional.
I would definitely have.
But Ethan said a mean thing about me. So
I would definitely have Mommy Sue. That's funny, but I would definitely have like a beard flavor, like it would be like chocolate beard flavor, but it would have pulp in it, like my beard hairs.
But please strike his channel.
Strawberry would be good.
You know, my favorite thing about this was Keemstar went on this No Jumper podcast, and boy, the comments were gold. I know Keemstar's feet are swinging off that chair.
He was up very.
Look how high he cranked that. Because I'm pretty sure Adam is a tall guy. Like, how tall is Adam? He's got to be like 6 foot plus.
Yeah, he's over 6 foot. He's really tall.
And so Keem is like 5'3", I think.
I pointed that to AB yesterday. I'm like, he's got to be on a booster or something, man.
I want a drawing where it shows his feet like ending like up here. That's the comment said. Someone said Keemstar's really acting like he didn't meet his girl at a fan meetup. Yeah, he's revising history. He met his 20-year-old girlfriend at a fan meetup. Keem really acting like he isn't dating his daughter's babysitter. Keem couldn't handle being the short guy with that seat all the way up. I was really loving these comments. Way to go, Adam. You sunk even lower. Also, it's funny how Keemstar makes fun of anyone's appearance when he refuses to take his hat off because he's bald. The definition of peak in high school. Keem got that chair higher up than his own height. All I can say is from a 47-year-old woman, he's absolutely right. His brain hasn't aged past 20. And he admits that. He says, I try my best not to change.
He also said he feels like he's 25, I think.
Keemstar and Trisha judging anyone is literally a joke. Trisha is a clown. She played into his game. She didn't even go after him for what she yelled about last week. Just shows she doesn't care about young girls and older men. It's just so she just does it so she can bring up Jason. Yep, she doesn't care at all. It's totally performative. She literally doesn't care. If she did, she wouldn't go sit with Keemstar. And at the very least, she would actually bring it up instead of saying, how did it get blown out of proportion? Like, what? Did anyone notice how Keemstar changed his story on how he met his girl?
This is mostly just kind of looking through comments. We're going to kind of see.
I haven't seen any of the videos yet, but I'm guessing there's going to be exactly like the Cold Ones episode where Keemstar whines and cries and won't STFU. And I can't get past the 10-minute mark. Yep. Yeah, the comments are amazing. Yeah, it's awesome. He said he can't discredit Trisha because she's telling her own story. What about Jessie Smiles? Good question. Keemstar was quick to discredit her. Yeah.
Wait, so his new story is that she was at a party at his house?
Yeah. It's like, bro, if you're...
How do we know that those are...
Fan meetup at a party at his house? Oh, brother, please.
I seen the picture of the meet and greet. It looks like a public venue, but
okay.
This is a great comment. The way Keem snitched on H3 was way more effective than clicking report. Yeah, of course. He's like, oh, you clicked the report button. It's like, no, you wrote YouTube and tag team YouTube. And Susan Wojcinski is like, okay, yeah, you didn't click the report button. I'm like, okay, dude. Yeah. I'm hugely hypocritical considering he had been conspiring about H3 snitching on him to YouTube, which I didn't do. There's no evidence. It's just Keemstar spinning shit. And then Keem goes on record to record a video doing exactly what he claimed H3 did. I was always on Keem's side during this view, but I don't support anyone who's down with deplatforming. Douche. Keem is literally obsessed with Ethan. He brings him up everywhere he goes. Yeah. Well, does he have a puppet of me? Checkmate. If he does, he does not. He probably, does naughty things that YouTube would suspend him for a week for. Catch my drift.
Keemstar cock.
Anyway, enough of that. So where was I? Yeah, you thought I was playing around. I got like a whole dossier on this shit. I'm like halfway through. I was like, you know what? If I'm going in, I'm going all the way in. So let's see. So going back to the interview, when Trisha said, "Just wait and watch the interview before you judge me." Well, obviously, here she is now simping for Keemstar. Simping for Keemstar, who just a few months ago said should be deplatformed for being an R-word apologist. She doesn't care about anything.
He did the title and thumbnail about me. It got taken down. Which, by the way, I asked him, so I was like, oh my God, did you get that taken down? He's like, no, I didn't. I didn't hit the report. Like, he did a rant video about it and stuff like that. Because to me, that
no, I didn't do that. I didn't hit the report button. But like they said, like it'd be much more impactful to like, especially somebody with a platform, to like at fucking YouTube and say, hey, take this down.
That's scary.
No, it wasn't Keemstar. He said he didn't hit the report button.
Oh, well, I guess that's settled.
Due diligence. She had no problem taking Keemstar's side. We love Keemstar.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
Crossing this line, right? Now you're trying to deplatform people and not give people voices. Both of which things, even things he believes in that. People should be. I don't believe in that, no matter what. It seemed it was.
Bro, you literally said, I want to deplatform Keemstar. You have said so many times you want to deplatform Keemstar, you want to deplatform Jane, you want to deplatform David. You're such a liar. You literally just changed your mind on that just to make an excuse to go talk to Keemstar.
True.
Such a liar.
Papa
So
and Trish look a couple. I would never date Trisha. Like I know that physically, I actually like people would say I'm not, but I'm in her wheelhouse. Like honestly, like from an intelligence perspective, she's definitely like I would never want to date somebody that's stupid. But it's really what would turn me off. What turns me off to her is that she's such a worthless, terrible fucking person. Like she's a bad person fundamentally, so I would never date her.
Holy shit!
I wouldn't even sleep with her, honestly.
That Keem striked Ethan's video.
I lied about Keem.
You swear, like he told me what happened. Bottom line, Ethan's video got flagged. It was all implied that it was Keem, and I was a little scared. And then that's when I'm like, when things go too far, when people lose sponsors, when people start, threatening people's channels, taking them down, like. It's super scary. And some people like the beef, the back and forth, and if I'm being completely honest, I know Keem loves it. He's texting.
Someone said, no offense, I don't think she would want you. Well, she's in a relationship. No, I'm definitely your type. I'm a chubby fucking... I'm a chubby, ethnically Jewish person. Like, that's her fucking type, bro.
Me, right? Like, this is great. I'm texting him like...
Plus, she'll fuck anybody. Like, she validates herself off of sex. So if she sees somebody that really... And really what it comes down to is if you're in some kind of, like, a position of power that she, like... And she wants to fuck you. She just fucks people to validate herself. And people who don't want to fuck her trigger her and make her cry. That's why she is mad at Ethan, because he won't fuck her, even though she's constantly sexually harassing Ethan. But she did it a lot on front of me, saying we should fuck, let's do a shower scene together, let's go to fucking do OnlyFans. And he kept saying, no, thank you, I don't want to do that. And she would constantly hit on him and be very sexual and like touch her pussy while she was there. Like, yeah, no, she definitely like that's her whole thing.
This gives me anxiety.
That was my favorite part, where she goes, "Oh yeah, I'm texting with Keem now. By the way, he loves it." Judas. That's this man who 1 week ago was the worst. Now we're texting.
Doesn't she like men that she can abuse? Yeah, that sounds about right. She's emotionally unhinged. She like I watched like the history of her. She likes to manipulate people. She's like, oh, I guilt people and I get things. So she guilts people intentionally to get things from them, and probably abuses the fuck out of Moses. Honestly,
he loves it. He goes, did you?
I mean, there's already proof that she had abused him at one point, like left him bruised. But like after that, like she probably is very emotionally manipulative, like 100%. She's emotionally manipulative online. She's not very good at it. She's one of those people where like she's horrible at being emotionally manipulative, but some people will give her the benefit of the doubt and give her a chance. And to people who will let her inside their mind, that's where she becomes the most manipulative. Right, because then she becomes very destructive. Like she's probably ruining Moses's life.
You see what Ethan's mom said? She's so upset. I love it. Thank you, Trisha. Thank you for gifting me this. You're welcome, Keemstar. I forgive you for everything.
I love it.
Wow, dude. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if Trisha cared at all, Keemstar, it's obvious, and he's admitted to getting us suspended. Here, Def Noodles has got the receipts. Shout out to Def Noodles. Here.
I had my own issue with Keemstar. I made the first video towards Keemstar. Ethan inserted himself in it, and his channel got banned. Keem did not do the strike on his channel.
That's bullshit. There's plenty of evidence that Keemstar messaged YouTube about the video, not only on Twitter, but he literally said in a video that he sent numerous emails to YouTube throughout the years tattling on Ethan.
Susan, Team YouTube, everybody.
Wait, hold on, Zach. Play the baby music. Oh, Keem, I'm so sorry, mommy.
Keemstar versus H3H3 and YouTube staff. Explain that to me. Why is there blatant favoritism? I have the emails. I have all the proof to back it up. I have sent emails when he broke TOS saying, hey, look, he's doing the same thing that you threatened to kick me out of the partnership program.
The guy fucking confessed in video. He tagged the YouTube CEO. He said it in the video that he's been sending emails for who knows how long, tattling on Ethan.
By the way, speaking of, since we're on the topic of Def Noodles, he put out a video today showing some DMs Keemstar sent him, and they were so mind-blowingly insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got messages from him like this my whole life, but it's interesting to see other people sharing. Let me find this DM. Hang on here. I'm just.
Guess what, folks?
He's terrified of Def.
Why is he so scared of Def Noodles?
He wanted.
I think Keemstar got Def Noodles banned off of Twitter. That's just a speculation, but I saw that like there's literally no explanation for why he was taken away. So I'm assuming Keemstar got him like mass reported or something. And that's why Def Noodles got taken off Twitter.
Def to be his replacement at one point. He reached out to him and Def turned him down. And now I think he's just worried that Def is on the come up and he actually...
Well, actually, Def Noodles is really good. Like, honestly, he's not bad. He's super organized. Like, he gets... I don't know, man. I really actually like his videos. And he like dropped the shtick recently.
Yeah.
And
shout out to Def dropping the shtick. Good choice, my dude.
I don't know what that means, drop the shtick. What was the shtick that he was doing?
Actually really enjoying his videos for drama.
Not really apologizing.
Bro, this shit is going to blow your mind. Just watch this. This is a bit of a side, but it's worth it.
There are some insecure 40-year-old man having a midlife crisis.
Hold on, let me go back.
Literally months over DMs. He doesn't want anybody to have a piece of the pie. In fact, Keemstar is so out of his fucking mind when it comes to competition, folks, that even though we had spoken for literally months over DMs, we have each other's phone numbers, we texted, we even talked on the phone several times, one time for almost an hour, even though we had somewhat of an acquaintance with each other. The minute that Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas started retweeting me, he absolutely lost his shit, even though I had nowhere near the same relationship that I had with Keemstar. Like, I actually kind of knew Keemstar. I had never even spoken to Ethan or Trisha, and he fucking lost his shit to the point where he DM'd me this.
You have lost your motherfucking way, and you have lost your motherfucking mind. The day has come, Dennis, and when it comes, I want you to know it was me. What? No comment? Why are you working for Ethan and Trisha?
I totally ignore those DMs, folks.
Can you believe that this guy is real?
That's fucking weird.
I want you to know it was me.
Dude.
I just want to know how many times he rolled his eyes while typing this. He's so sassy, dude.
God.
He has so much sass.
Keemstar's a fucking weirdo.
He's
bro.
such a creep.
Fuck?
I mean, he is such a creep.
That's so weird.
And, you know, he's not kidding because he said, well, you'll see. He goes,
Jesus.
I'm sorry, I got heated. Like, and the day is coming, and I want you to know it was me.
You will rue the day that you crossed me, boy.
Okay, dude. I try my best not to change.
It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Reassure some insecure 40-year-old man having a midlife crisis in his home office, trembling because one guy is making videos in the same segment as him? Oh, man, was so fucking pathetic. Anyway, the next day, he did DM me again, and not really apologizing, but just kind of acknowledging that he had a mental breakdown and that it's not normal to do what he did. And from that day on, folks, this motherfucker started attacking me constantly.
Yeah, so he's so paranoid. He goes, why are you working for Trisha and Ethan? Like, literally, no association. We found him on Twitter and he's on top of all the gossip and stuff, so it's really useful. And we're like, oh, we like his Twitter account. And then Keemstar loses his mind. He gets all paranoid that we're working together. And so basically, if you guys will all go subscribe to Def Noodles.
Somebody asked me, do I think that Keemstar plays Super Smash Brothers? Probably. Let's be honest, people who play Smash are fucking losers. Like, people, you know that it's true. Okay? You're all super toxic fucking assholes. Sounds just like Keemstar. Don't give me triple dots, because you know that I'm correct. Like, I'm not a liar. Smash is a fine game, but the audience is toxic. It's true. And they also like young girls. I remember that story. Does fit with Keemstar's MO a little bit.
To make him the premier drama channel, that'd be great.
Please stand up.
Apparently, that's Keemstar's biggest fear in life is this man, Def Noodles.
I gotta say, that's really become a household name. In like the
in your household?
No, just like family life. I'm just saying his relevance is really skyrocketing.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's great.
Well, Keem shit talks him every chance he can. He was shit talking about No Jumper.
Oh, and guess who got Def Noodles suspended on Twitter?
Right. I was about to bring that up. That was the implication in that DM, right?
Oh, yeah.
When it happens, know that it was me. Like, it's got to be the Twitter suspension.
Dude, I was saying it even before that speculation. I don't know if he was referring to that, but I do not doubt it. Keemstar seems like a toxic fucking child. See, this is a problem with, like, Keemstar isn't even like a troll with honor. You know what I mean? Like, he just like wants to deplatform people and like fucking lash out. And like, yeah, Ethan does it too. Ethan can be a little bit of a wiener head, but like, Ethan he seems like a genuine guy. Keemstar is a psychotic mess.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely celebrated either way. Even if he tries to deny it, he was celebrating it.
The man who's against deplatforming.
Yeah, can we just dismiss that myth at this point?
But you know, the point I'm kind of driving at is that Keemstar and Trisha really deserve themselves. They have no consistency. They believe in nothing but themselves. They'll say and do anything to get the upper hand.
That's right.
They're total hypocrites. I think, you know what? I think they deserve each other. I think they're great for each other. I think they have a lot in common. And I think they should make a show together called Hypocrites.
That's not bad. Somebody in my stream just said, on your shirt, are you gay or something? Just a question. Don't want to be rude. I don't care, LOL. On your shirt, are you gay or something? Oh, you just kept saying it like over and over again. Yeah, I'm wearing a pride shirt. I'm not gay, but like, I wear pride shirts. My girlfriend's shirt. She used to be really involved in pride and LGBTQ. I don't give a fuck. I wear this out in public. I think I look good in it. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. I'm a gay icon. I'm a gay icon. Gay men love me, bro. It's true. Gay men fucking love me. I don't give a fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe POSs.
I'm down with it.
Maybe any other title for...
I'm kind of gay.
Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet.
Like, I don't know if I'd ever fuck a dude, but I would definitely make a gay OnlyFans if enough people asked me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet.
You know, and so Keemstar obviously has these actual absolutely nuclear takes about mental health that I can't even show without getting yellowed because they're so inflammatory and insane. But they just
like, in all honesty, if there was like if a Twitter page like said like we want to see like gay Papa Gut OnlyFans, I would do it. I think you're still allowed to make nude pictures on it. You just can't do anything explicit. So
his takes on mental health is like people are faking mental health just to get attention and sympathy. That's his take.
Some people are faking mental health to get attention and sympathy, like Trisha Paytas. But like, like let's just be honest about that.
And Trisha knows all this, so she goes on the podcast, right? She goes, "Oh, Keemstar's changed. We had a great conversation." This is his tweet from August 7th. Okay. This month, a few weeks ago, this is a man who's now enlightened about mental health. He says, and this is about me, okay? I'm loving this W streak. While my enemies are on antidepressants, going to therapy, and gaining so much weight, they're about to lose their left foot to diabetes. Stay mad and fat.
Does Ethan have diabetes? Because I do. Is that about me? What the fuck? Probably not. I doubt Keemstar knows who I am.
What's wrong with being on antidepressants and
I've
going
actually
to therapy and
been
being
I've actually
fat?
been eating pretty
is that
well.
really
I'm feeling a lot better. I've been eating a lot better. I've been trying to get my shit together. I'm gonna start going to the gym on Sunday.
Is that really a critique of someone's character? I mean, I'm on antidepressants. It's like, is that really a valid attack? I mean,
Ethan, were you aware that instead of antidepressants, you could just take a couple sips of beer?
Yeah, Keemstar famously said...
It only takes 3 sips.
Keemstar famously said nobody should be taking antidepressants. Whenever he's sad, he takes 3 sips of beer and he cheers right up.
I don't think that Keemstar has like the intelligence to have like a mental... like to have like a chronic depression or anything. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people, I think that our society has shifted drastically, and so we're diagnosing like chronic depression and anxiety to people that don't necessarily have a chemical imbalance. It's just that our society perpetuates, we have an issue with interacting with people. People aren't interacting with each other nearly as much. You have like dishonest like social media of showing people the best of their life and not the worst, and it gives people like unrealistic standards and they think that their life is worse. So I think a lot of mental health problems nowadays come from like our environment and our awareness of ourselves, because it does tend to be people who are like intelligent and they're like super aware and they're like stressed out, like I'm not where I need to be in life. Keemstar doesn't have the mental capacity to be that type of like depressed or stressed in that capacity. You know what I mean? So like that's why he doesn't understand mental health problems, because he doesn't understand anything.
So I have tried that. It didn't work for me.
Oh shit.
You're just a sad boy.
There's no way Keemstar doesn't know who you are. The dude probably jerks off the pictures of himself on Google. I do that too, honestly. But there's no way. I know Trisha does because she's compulsive, but there's no way. Like, there's no way that diabetes reference was me. Because it's my right foot that I'm losing. I'm not losing any feet. I'm doing fine.
And also, by the way, going to therapy is huge L. So anyone who's going to therapy to better themselves, huge L. Keemstar believes that you should never change, though, so I guess that works for him. But yeah, this is the guy who's now enlightened about mental health issues, tweeting this out literally like 1 week ago.
Do you think Keemstar would pay for my gay OnlyFans?
Text him. How is he? I know you're texting with him tonight, Trisha. Ask him, how is he doing?
No, I jerk off to myself. I thought you were talking about Keemstar, yeah.
Trisha went even as far to defend Ryan fucking Kavanaugh.
I don't know who that is.
Kavanaugh, this guy here.
Hold up.
Trisha defended Ryan Kavanaugh. This guy here, who, according to a judge, faked a sexual harassment memo to fire his ex co-president to get out of paying him. That's wrong. And so many other things. He's the guy who's suing us for copyright infringement. He owns Triller. Here's Trisha on Ryan Kavanaugh, of all things. Like, wow, girl.
This person's suing Ethan right now, and I get it. I get it, and I'm not...
I don't really know. I think that Ethan showed like a boxing fight that was like 6 seconds, and he showed the whole thing. And so they're suing him for like whatever. I don't care.
I get it. I don't know what I would do if I was in that situation, right? But like sending hate towards someone or something when there's like a bad, like it doesn't feel like the right answer. I've never sent hate that way. I'm like, I've had to defend myself on that video.
What do you call making 100 videos about me calling a liar the most vile person? All you do is send hate. That's your total existence. And by the way, how dare you accuse me of sending hate to Ryan Kavanaugh? I've only ever dealt fairly and factually with him. This man behind me, Ryan Kavanaugh, who's suing me for copyright infringement, I have never sent hate, and I would never. Not this man here. Ryan Kavanaugh kissing Harvey Weinstein on the forehead. Is it him? Is that Ryan?
You know which one it is. They don't look that similar.
No, seriously, is it him?
No, it's not. It's the man above.
I can't tell. I don't
know. Yeah, I mean, that's a low blow to defend Ryan. Come on. Yeah, and here's my favorite part. Keemstar brought her dumbass on the show for 30 minutes and then wrapped it up and scuttled her away. Listen to this. She goes, "That's it?" I was like, "Yeah, that's it. He just used you."
Well, I think he was just trying to get out of there. I feel
Enjoy this.
I think it was Banks that needed to leave.
I'm so sorry that we have to cut this short, but Richard has to.
Oh, Richard must be the producer, the big guy.
To go, but before we go, can I?
How do you schedule a podcast, especially one that's this big and important, and you don't allot more than 30 minutes?
It's not that important. It was dumb.
I mean, what?
It was 38 minutes, and like, why? This seems like a weird point.
What?
I mean, that was a lie, right? Because they had Gabby Hanna come in just a few hours later.
We're getting to that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, probably because he was done with whatever he had to do. And then they invited her back on later.
So just to prove to you how willing Trisha is to be used by Keemstar, he kicks her out, and you guys won't believe what happens next.
Please comment on these shoes. Are those custom?
Yeah.
They're amazing.
I can't believe that.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's My Chemical Romance.
They look so fucking cool.
By the way, I didn't want to say, I'm comfortable saying this now. Gerard Way, get a restraining order now. Don't wait. Don't wait for something to happen. Because that girl is unhealthily obsessed with you. Get a restraining order, Gerard Way, now. Don't wait.
Fair advice.
And may I say Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler, you may want a restraining order as well. That woman is walking around in your clothes. That is abnormal behavior.
Love those.
All right, that was fast. Damn.
It was quick.
That was fast, damn.
Maybe we'll have you back on.
Yeah,
Maybe, yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah,
Probably
maybe.
not.
Yeah, real soon.
Probably not.
They don't want to fucking have anything to do with her. They couldn't get her.
Imagine though
out of
that's
there quick enough.
true.
Yeah, 30 minutes. You ever heard of a 30-minute podcast? Are you kidding me? So here's the best part, okay?
I feel like that's not that short. Like, yeah, usually podcasts are like an hour, but Ethan's are like 2 hours.
He hates Trisha.
Yeah, of course.
And now I have to sit here and watch through this and like without fucking taking a knife to my testicles. Like, this is how fucking dreadful it is watching this.
Did you not see that? Girl, you walked into such a trap. I'm
She's
sorry.
so willing to be used by him. The best part, okay, Keemstar ends the show early so that he can bring, of all people.
Yeah, like you would generally round up to 40 minutes, not to 30. Like, it was 38 minutes and like 12 seconds. You know what I mean? So like, you would usually say 40 minutes, not fucking 30 minutes.
Same studio on the same day. Gabby Hanna. Here's a picture as proof. Now here they are wearing the same clothing. Banks is in the same
Still
clothing.
podcast.
Keemstar's not wearing his trademark jorts because I think he took a swim.
He took a dip
Which
in
we'll
the
get into that too. We'll
Oh,
get
it's
into the
Gabby
swim.
Hanna.
Here they are. Yeah, Banks is in the same outfit, and Keemstar just got jorts on. Legend. Yeah. So Trisha got absolutely played. Here now, again, she's a free speech advocate all of a sudden, and she believes in talking to anyone about anything, right? So here they're kind of teasing her a little bit. They're kind of making a fool out of her. Listen to this. Well, explicitly.
Yeah. Dude, imagine if Gabby was here.
I
Imagine.
thought you were gonna do
No,
that.
but listen. Imagine if Gabby was here and we posted a picture. FaZe, Banks, Keemstar, Trisha, Gabby.
I'd bolt.
The internet would.
She'd bolt. She's there. Gabby's there, or at least she's on her way there. So Keemstar's still being like,
That might have been why they ended it early. Gabby might have been heading over, and they didn't want them to interact.
Imagine if Gabby was here.
He's testing the water a little bit.
Says, I'd bolt.
I'd come.
Interesting.
I don't know why I said that.
Good break.
No, you wouldn't do that to
She
you.
doesn't
I'm burning out on
and
this
I thought he might
content.
do that. I was like, wait, that's weird. He's being like too nice, and I was like, this is like, it felt off.
She goes, well, I wouldn't do that to you. Well, you did. You would, and you did.
We'll not put them in a picture together.
No, but like they played her.
Yeah.
Gabby's literally outside with a freaking knife.
Probably.
Trisha
I
opened
look
the
pretty
door
good
to
from
the
this
exit, and Gabby's there like.
I got to get more shirts like this. I look good in this shirt. I should wear more shirts like this. I'm also hot, so it helps that
big
too.
time.
I'm going to Walmart today.
Also, bonus cringe from Keemstar. He posts a picture of him with Cersei's overlooking when she blew up the cathedral. Keemstar thinks he's Cersei. He says, same energy.
That makes sense because Keemstar probably would fuck his family.
So, you know, you want to see evidence that Keemstar hasn't changed since he was 16? He still says, he still can't say picture correctly. Here. Listen to this.
Ethan.
He can't say, what?
Is this really the right path for you?
You've done.
Dude, imagine if Gabby was here. Imagine.
Wow, even his crew is like, Ethan, I think that maybe, you're going too kooky with this shit. Maybe tone it down a little bit.
But listen, imagine if Gabby was here and we posted a picture. FaZe.
Picture of beer. I mean, that's like okay.
Romeo, Julia.
All right, fine, fair enough.
See, you just admitted you were wrong. That was big of you.
Julia.
Hey, give me your monk robe, Dan. I'm putting that on. I'm the saint now.
I can't get it off. I'm stuck.
Oh, really?
I don't know how. Mad respect to real monks who dress like this all the time. I don't know how you do it.
Only for how they get the robe on. Everything else they do. Who cares?
Sure, I don't know.
That's Ethan saying that, not me.
I'm reading between. Okay, so the next day I tweeted about. I says, listen, Gabby Hanna messaged me immediately after Frenemies broke up, trying to get on the podcast. I knew it would be an interesting show with lots of views to be had, but I didn't even respond to her, and I still haven't. Some things you just don't do, and I would never do that to Trisha.
Yeah, okay.
And so Trisha responds to this revelation of saying, listen, I'm a free speech advocate. All I care about is conversation, the marketplace of ideas. I wouldn't care if you talked to Gabby. But of course, Trisha can't keep track of her own lies because when she found out that Gabby wanted to come on the show and I ignored her, this is what she had to say.
Something break?
Here.
What's happening?
Enjoy this.
He did show me something. I'm not gonna tell him what it was. 'Cause I don't want to put this on blast. But he did show me something that, and he's like, I would never do that to you. Like he showed me something that could have happened that didn't. He showed me something that would have like devastated me, like really like hurt me.
Really?
I was like, I would never do that to you. Like, and just, that meant like I almost texted him just now. Oh, we just left, so I didn't want to be like that person I just texted. But anyways, it just meant a lot that like he didn't.
I would like Ethan to actually talk about the situation with the last episode, like actually respond to what's his face. Trisha like claiming that there was like a podcast episode that they never released. I'd like to hear the response to that, to be honest with you.
Wow.
He did show me something.
So she understands the concept that she would have been devastated if I had Gabby on, and that I would never do that to her. She understands that here for some reason. But now when she goes on Keemstar's podcast and circle jerks about what a piece of shit I am, it's just the marketplace of ideas.
Guys, quick piss break. I'll be right back, okay? I just gotta pee. It's fucking taking forever. I'll be right back, all right? I like how somebody said that the chat is being creepy today. That's how they are every day. Anyway, let's get back into this. I know it's long. I know that this is long. If these guys can't make fucking videos concisely. But anyway, let's get back into it.
Here's a great one. There's this TikTok account, Contradictions of Trisha, which is like this. Whoever's operating this on another level. Watch this. They made a great summary of the situation.
Do you guys think that Ethan... Nah, I probably just saw the contradictions one.
Yeah.
Have her on. We are in family,
Have her
so
on.
he did show me something. I'm not gonna like say what it was. I don't wanna like put this on blast, but he did show me something. He's like, I would never do that to you. Like he showed me something that could have happened that didn't. Do you know what I'm talking about? When he showed me that thing, he's like, oh, maybe you don't know, but he showed me something that like would have like devastated me, like really like hurt me. He's like, I would never do that to you. Like, that meant like I almost texted him just now. Anyways, it just meant a lot that like he didn't. It could have been just like an attack.
How many followers does this account have? Oh my god!
They're actually because
holy shit.
Have her on. No, this bro.
Whoa.
This account is banger after banger. I have one for later for some of these have like this one has 2.5 million views because it's actually just that good. I mean, like here I'll just click.
This Disney trip was actually planned for my sister's birthday. It was me, my mom, and Moses. And
Let's get through this. I made my own video on Trisha Contradictions page. You can go look at that on my YouTube.
Our family surprise.
But we can kind of blast through these.
First of all, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me to New York.
Trisha looks terrible.
Thank you for inviting me to New York.
On a trip from Disneyland, a trip that my mom, sister, and Moses had planned for my birthday. We did invite Ethan and Hila to come willingly and graciously because I enjoyed spending time with them and graciously and wanting to.
We paid for him. Ethan and Hila did not pay for their VIP ticket to Disneyland.
I begged Moses to let us pay. I begged them. It's like, who cares? You bought me a ticket. Big fucking deal.
I was like, what? That's so bizarre to me.
You bought me a ticket? You can just shit my fucking open mouth then.
He didn't even take the time or effort to watch my sister's video.
We did invite Ethan and Hila.
Then
yeah, I mean, they're all gold. The best one I'm saving for last. I want to show you guys. But anyway,
5%.
And also she goes, oh, just talk to Gabby. Let's not forget that the entire reason that Trisha literally dropped her best friend, Shane Dawson, of many years, is because Jeffree Star went on his husband's podcast. And she ended the whole friendship with her best friend of many years just because of that. And I'm meant to believe that she wouldn't care if Gabby Hanna came on my podcast. Of course she would. She would have a total breakdown, and I wouldn't do that to her now or that.
Just do it, Ethan. Honestly, at this point, just have fucking Gabby Hanna on just to piss in fucking Trisha's wound. Honestly, just do it. You know, is it the right thing to do? Probably not. But at this point, we would all love it to just see some vindictive fucking shit throwing. Just have Gabby Hanna on. Just do it at this point. There quite literally would be nothing more insulting to Trisha than that. Just be spiteful. Fuck it, dude. Fuck it. Be a spiteful dickhead. I'd do it. I don't give a fuck. I could be very spiteful to people who wrong me. Fuck it. Do it.
Then, here, listen to this. This is a screenshot. Oh, no, it's a video. Okay.
Okay.
There's no audio? Alrighty.
It's Reddit. It's probably muted in the corner.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
God on this podcast like a week ago. I was like, this is an evil person. And what they said to me is like, yeah, we have to slowly distance ourselves and all this stuff like that. And they're like promoting him still. Like, and like Shane, my best friend, should at least maybe not associate with him publicly. Like, if you need to get that check from your palate, fine. But to
like, if you had, well, she's crying and annoying. I don't care. But like, if he had Gabby on, it wouldn't be in like I love you or like I hate you way. It would be like, oh, let's have like an honest conversation about you kind of a way. That would be the best way for Ethan to do it.
this is a person that like was like literally like I was like suicidal over, and he knew about this, and he's like promoting him and like defending him. And
someone said that Gabby is hotter than Trisha. I agree, actually.
And like publicly having him on the podcast for views, for your shitty podcast to have 300,000 views. You can. I told him the podcast thing was a big issue for me a lot. Take the fucking dumb podcast down. It had 200,000 views at the time. That was so triggering to me, and I kept saying that, and he just kept brushing by. Like when you know he's an awful person, he's vile.
You told me. He's told you that he thinks he's vile.
Yeah, and then see him on the podcast, and the least he could have done is like, you know what? Let's just delete that podcast. It's still up. It's like.
So She clearly understands how hurtful this is. She's experienced it herself. She's ended the friendship with her best friend of many years because of the same thing she did to me. So she clearly knows how hurtful it is. So like this whole shtick of her being like, "Oh, I'm just talking to Keemstar. It's none of Ethan's business." It's so pathetic.
So stupid.
She goes, "Ethan just playing the victim," because I literally just said it made me sad.
Yeah, it was a little like.
So okay. You know, I feel like I've proven my point that first of all, the point is like she knows what she was doing is hurtful.
Yeah.
She says Jeffree Star's evil. What does that make Keemstar? She went on his podcast, you know what I mean? So the point is she knows what she did. She knows everything, and she's refusing to take accountability for it, and I'm just over it. Dude, I'm over it. I'm just totally over it. But here's something I saw that actually really disturbed me. From this one TikTok account. She's been going on and on about how Jason and David bought her this dog and never told her, didn't consult with her, just gave her a puppy and be like, "Here you go, bye." And she was talking about how terrible it was that they did that, how she wasn't ready, and it was like insane.
I remember that.
She said, "They just bought me this puppy for a vlog." And
Probably, we could probably double speed this.
And I believe that. She talked about it a lot on the show, didn't she? I mean, I remember that all the time. And
yeah, that's one of the. This is really exposing Ethan for not doing his research. She just says a thing, and Ethan's like, "You must be correct." Fuck me, right? You know what I mean? That's one of the problems with Ethan is that like when on Frenemies, he would validate every wrong thing she said instantly. So like that's his fault for believing her on everything and not like actually looking into it.
I was always like, man, that's so crazy that they bought.
Yeah, he gave her way too much of the benefit of the doubt.
And I saw this TikTok and it blew my fucking mind. Okay, just watch this and then we'll unpack it.
My dog was because of David and Jason. They just surprised me with her vlog and made me keep it even though I never asked for a dog.
And yes, we did talk about this, but everyone was like, "Oh my god, you can't surprise me with a puppy." I've been wanting a puppy for a really long time.
We had talked about it for a while. I wanted a Pomeranian, and that my mom would help me take care of it.
Just to be clear, we did talk about this, and the plan was to maybe give the dog to Trisha's mom, who really wants Pomeranian. So.
Yeah, I've always said I want a Pomeranian, but mom would help take care of it. So we're a team effort with this. I wanted a Pomeranian for a long time. Both me and my mom have wanted a puppy for so long. I live alone. My mom lives alone.
Does the color you wanted too, right?
Yeah, he's adorable. This color is just perfect. Everyone who meets him falls in love with him.
They just surprised me with her vlog and made me keep it.
We're gonna try to get some houses because we honestly want more.
Yeah, I mean, we're skipping through because we watched this
already.
already.
That'll show in here.
It's, you know, it's
I never asked for a dog.
Why the what?
I never asked for a dog.
Oh my god.
My dog was because of David and Jason. They just surprised me with her vlog and made
Dude,
me.
it's so disturbing to me how she's openly lying. She really convinced me of this dog lie, and she really successfully assassinated their character. Now, the thing that Jason and David get criticized for is out there in the public, like the Seth kissing prank and the allegations that were written up about David. But in terms of whatever personal anecdotes Trisha's sharing about them, especially about Jason and David and stuff, I mean, this specifically has me questioning everything. And I can't help but wonder if I've just been a useful idiot to her this whole time. And the essay allegation.
Hey, there's some growth. Yes, you have been. The David Dobrik situation is very complex, but what I will say is like that's what happened when you have a kid unregulated by any adults running around on the YouTube platform doing dumb shit. Like think about it. The fact that I'll give you your points back by the way. But the fact that for sending it in, sorry. The fact that YouTube like never took down David Dobrik's videos of like buying a piece of machinery and swinging people around is just fucking insane to me. Like think about that. YouTube thought that it was appropriate to do that weird kissing prank that was like inappropriate. So do I think it was wrong? Yeah, I think that guy, so his name's Seth. I don't remember his name. I think he was definitely violated, but like was it an active thing? No, there's like a lot of nuance there, but I wouldn't say like David Dobrik is fundamentally a terrible person for that prank. I think that the pranks just went too far. In general.
But I'm like, all that stuff that was made public.
And also you got like, what, Jeff Wittick? Whoever the fuck that is, the adult. You think about that from like passibles, or like if you think about it, you disconnect yourself and you think about it like from passively. David Dobrik associated himself with like a 30 or 40-year-old man. So when he would do a thing, whether it was like whether they were aware of it or not, he was looking to the adult to say, is this an okay thing to do? And the adult was like, yeah, sure, Jason Nash, there you go. That's another problem. People don't think about that. He was literally the justifier for like the terrible actions, honestly. If you have an adult somewhere saying like, yeah, it's okay if you do this bad thing, you'll believe that it's okay to do that bad thing. Because a lot of the bad things he did, well, some of the bad things that he did were like kind of like on like a line where we didn't necessarily we didn't know if it was right or wrong in the moment, especially years ago before we had like, you know, our moral awakening, we'll say, online.
Of her is like, you know, 100% believable. But like this dog thing, like I just feel like I've been the useful idiot to her the whole time to smear these people that she hates, because this is a flat out horrific lie to make about someone. And so like, and you know, if she's willing to blatantly lie about something so mundane, it really.
Okay, how are you saying Jason's an adult, but David's just a kid, but defend Keemstar and his 20-year-old girlfriend like they have a bigger, because it's legal to date a 20-year-old. I'm just saying from a moral perspective, you have an adult in a situation saying that like this thing is okay. That's like on the line, like, you know, like if there was some kind of a violation with a kissing prank. Yeah, I don't really think that it's a different type of a scenario.
It makes me question everything she's ever said. I mean,
mundane.
What did I say?
Mundane.
Mundane?
Sure.
Did I say mundane?
You said mandane.
Mundane.
Okay, well, they're both young and dumb, is my point. The whole point was that they were both very young and dumb.
Thank you, Dan. Okay, and then
what does that sound like?
Yeah, what was that? And then
That's you, Ethan.
Yeah, I know. I could recognize. But so, and then there's the other point that Trisha keeps bringing up that I want to address here. Now, it's like, just be done with this shit. Is she keeps talking about the final episode of Frenemies, which you know,
this is finally he's referring to this. I've been waiting for this.
That clears her of everything. If only you guys saw this episode, you would understand. So the story with this final episode was that I was feeling bad about how everything had gone down. I was feeling bad about the rift that it had caused in the family and everything, and I wanted to make amends. And in my heart, I thought, what would be great is if we could just come together for one final episode, for it to be wholesome, for it to be just a beautiful experience where we just reflect on the nice experience we have and part ways amicably.
Okay.
And as soon as we sat down, basically almost immediately, it just went sideways. It just went off the rails. It just turned into more accusations, and it just got really icky. And I was like immediately regretting it because it was just not at all what I wanted or expected. And honestly, it got to a point where I just really wanted it to end. I was very uncomfortable. I was regretting my decision to have them over, and I just got kind of complacent. I didn't want to argue anymore, and that was basically it. I was like, this is bad. This is not good, and it's really not worth going up. It's just gonna make everything worse. This whole claim that like I had never apologized to her, she keeps saying
that makes sense. So that makes perfect sense to me. For one, actually, it makes it what's the word I'm looking for? It makes it more. I don't want to say the word honorable, but it makes it more like well-intentioned that he didn't wait for the Frenemies merch to do this last episode, if you think about it, right? So if it was just like, that's what I would have assumed they did a last episode for, was to plug merch, but they didn't have merch. So Ethan invited her over genuinely to have like a hash it out episode, and then it went so, which to me shows that he was well-intentioned, and then it went fucking sideways, and he probably was just like, okay, he was probably just placating her. Oh yeah, like, okay, I'm sorry for this, that, and like just not caring, and then just moved from that. The problem though is that you can't give Trisha perceived wins, because then she thinks she's correct. So like Ethan should have been stronger in that scenario. He should have said like, listen, like this is going off the rails, like we're gonna end this, get out of here. But very clearly, based on her reaction to the aftermath, he just tried to get her out the door. And so he probably said things to her that were untrue just to get her out, which I totally understand. But like you've created more frustrations in her for not defending yourself. So like you kind of caused the problem. I understand wanting to disconnect, but you needed to push back. You've kind of invited like worst scenario because you didn't push back. You know, you just needed to. And it's unfortunate because like this shows that she doesn't actually have any self-awareness, right? I've talked about there are people that have bipolar. I don't even know if she really has bipolar, to be honest with you. I think that she said that she had some of the markers, but doctors never diagnosed her, so she's probably full of shit and doesn't have like anything other than like a superiority complex for being, and like Trisha probably doesn't have an actual mental disorder. Excuse me if that wasn't like phrased the right way. What she has is horrible parents. That taught her that you can guilt people into giving you things, and that supported her dropping out of school at 16 to become a stripper. So like if you watch, there's a thing, it's a really good video. I'm gonna plug it now if I can like spell correctly. And I'm plugging it because it's very relevant, because it was very, very enlightening. This video here. So this is my video reacting to this video. You could either watch my video. Her video is called Trisha Paytas for the Fame. It's blowing up. Good for her. Or you can watch my reaction to it. It doesn't really matter. Either one is up to you. But like this exposes a lot of intentions and whatnot of Trisha Paytas. The girl Mysterious T actually commented on this video somewhere and said like, oh, you know, you had a really good perspective on it, so you know, watch my video because I get paid more, you know. No, but watch either video. You can just go to my video and watch hers if you like. It's up to you. But like it exposes a lot, and I think it's necessary.
Like he apologized. I proved that that I never said I wanted to fire the crew. You know, I admitted in my first video about Trisha leaving frenemies that I messed up in showing the crew the text. Once again, in the first video, I fucked up. Okay, is that
yeah, like he actually did take accountability for a lot of stuff.
I was talking to the crew like Trisha wants to. I was like, listen, Trisha wants to hire a new crew. I was just being transparent with them. I was like, Trisha wants to hire a new crew. Obviously, that wasn't something I was going to commit to, but I was just like, I don't know what to do about this because this seems like it's not going to go anywhere. When the crew found out she wanted to fire them all. So I shouldn't have sent the screenshot to them. I agree. I lean on the crew for a lot of things. So like I usually tell them everything. So her big gotcha moment is that she said she wanted to hire more people to work on Frenemies. She had been bitching about the crew, saying they did a horrible job, that the bus tour we did was horrible, that they're super unprofessional. And I sent that screenshot to the crew, which I should not have done. That was not cool of me to do, I admit.
He probably shouldn't have done it, but it's like one of those things where like I understand why. So this is where you get into a conversation about the difference of being like professional versus like friendly. So from a professional perspective, to keep Trisha there, he probably shouldn't have showed those texts, but he's also friends with his crew. So I could understand why he did send those texts from like a friendship perspective. So I wouldn't give him too much shit because like the only thing he really sacrificed is his relationship with Trisha, which nobody gives a singular fuck about because Trisha is a fucking loser.
And everyone kind of I think there was a misinterpretation that we're like, oh, she wants to fire everyone. And then a lot of the crew was uncomfortable being like, well, if she wants to fire us, then, you know, it's just weird that we're going to go there and pretend like there's nothing wrong. Okay, so then when I told Trisha, it's so stupid. I hate it. Then Trisha goes, well, if the crew's uncomfortable, then I fucking quit and I hate them and I want to fire everybody. I'm not comfortable with all of them. So she did.
And then right there, Trisha's not an adult. So she could have just been like, oh, I shouldn't have misspoken like that.
She wanted to fire everybody, but it was after the misunderstanding of her saying she wanted to hire more people. Am I getting that right?
Yes. That was essentially what was discussed on the podcast. And that's what I think the big gotcha that she thinks exists in that episode is.
But I don't know why.
So like think about this. This is very interesting. So instead of Trisha Paytas being like, "Oh no, that was a misunderstanding. I didn't want to fire the crew in private to Ethan," she goes off on a fucking tangent and be like, "Fuck everybody." That's immature.
He wanted explicitly in the messages. She posted our whole conversation to Twitter. She's talking about how she wants to hire new people and replace the crew. So I mean, again, I always have said that she didn't explicitly say she wanted to fire everyone. She basically just set everything up into and around that. So I don't know. I'm over it regardless. You know, and I'll be honest, there was another aspect to the whole last episode is that like they secretly recorded us, which was like kind of devastating to me, that they came into the house, secretly recorded our conversations before and after the podcast and during.
Interesting.
And have basically been I mean, I'm going to say threatening, but like the thing is, I don't care if they release it. So it's not like a threat. I don't know why they think it's such a big deal. It's just a messy episode. But I guess in their mind, they think they've been threatening us with like, well, we recorded it. Here it is. We're going to release it.
What's interesting is he's saying we, which means that like Moses is in on this fucking blackmail situation. Wow.
You know, I'm listening to it back. It's like, I just found that like such a violation.
Yeah, release it, Trisha, you stupid fuck. The fact that she hasn't released it yet says a lot to me because she has no loyalties to Ethan. Just release. She'll probably release it like tomorrow.
To come into our house and secretly record us. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's not something. That's not something that you do to like a friend. What that shows to me, the fact that Trisha was like already like she recorded it, shows to me she was there for a fight. She was like, I'm gonna go in there, recording it. And then we're going to sit down and we're going to have the conversation. I'm going to be as like intense as possible. I'm just going to get everything out there because I'm recording it and I want answers in case he doesn't release it. That's what it is. Is LA a two-party consent?
By that, actually.
Doesn't matter to me. She can go to jail for all I care. I just want to hear the fucking audio.
I can say who someone said that.
Imagine your brother-in-law blackmailing you like this. I'd fucking hit him, honestly. He would never do anything like that to me, and I would never do anything like that to him. But like, if somebody did that to me, I'd fucking just hit him. I don't give a shit. The fuck are you gonna blackmail me? You gonna show people my dick or something? I don't care.
They possibly recorded it when you came to the studio, and you said, "No, they wouldn't do that to me."
This guy raising his
I
hand.
didn't even consider it.
Yeah, because
I was like, no way they would come into my house and record and secretly record. Like,
It doesn't surprise me that Trisha doesn't understand consent, though.
That's crazy
for anyone, but there's
and I was like,
family.
I was like, no, there's no way they would do that. And sure enough, you know, as soon as Trisha gets the first chance, she starts being like, I was listening back to it because I recorded it, and she tries to make it sound like, well, we were all recording it. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's just to justify it, but like, you know that like they're professionally recording it basically, but Trish is just like recording it to be a sneaky fuck in case they don't release it.
They were secretly recording us.
You don't think she'll ever release it?
I was like, wow.
Dan's saying he knew the day of that he thought they were recording it, but Ethan was like, nah. That just shows you how much of the benefit of the doubt Ethan gives Trisha. It's insane. He's a silly goose.
So I honestly don't care if she wants to release it.
He's just a dumbass.
I'm not going to. I don't think it's a good idea.
Like, how many times can you get fucked by somebody raw without being like, you know what? Maybe I should get some lube. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Ethan. Like, you got to be a little bit. He cares too much about this woman. I think he really thinks that like she is like a victim in some capacity. I don't think she's a victim of anything. The more I watch Trisha, the less of a. I don't think that she really. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I never invalidate people's trauma or mental illness or anything. But I think that Trisha lied about everything. Everything. I don't think that she has any real trauma. I'm not trying to be. I'm sorry if that sounds insensitive. But after watching that expose on her past, she's such a piece of shit. And if she does have trauma, I don't know how somebody with trauma can feel so comfortable weaponizing other people's trauma. Like, honestly. Like, if you have trauma, like when I was younger, somebody broke into my house when I was there. My aunt used to live with us, and somebody broke into my house. I was a little alone. He barged in. He's like, "Where is she? I don't know where she is." And like, it was really like it was like traumatizing to me. So like, when you have something that's kind of traumatizing happen to you, you can understand a little bit other people's traumas, even if you don't fully understand them, because there's just like a fundamental like fear in that scenario that you can somewhat empathize with a lot of other trauma. And so like, I would never weaponize someone else's abuse or trauma, because like I can understand a little bit of like what, and I don't think what I went through was like anywhere near as bad as a lot of other people, but it was enough to give me like an empathetic perspective on other people's like, you know, situations where they get like predatorized. So I just don't understand how somebody could do something like that. You know what I mean? Like, how could you identify with the trauma, claim that you have a trauma, but then like weaponize other people's issues, like going around talking about how you have DID when you clearly don't, and like saying that you're trans, and then other thing. Like, I don't even believe that she has BPD. I think that she has the markers, because everybody has the markers of something. That's why there's like 10 markers for every mental illness. There's like 10 markers, and I was like 13 when I got the house, by the way. So like, of course you're gonna have fucking markers for a mental illness, because there's fucking like, you need like 10 of them or 5 of them to qualify. Oh, I have 1 of the markers or 2 of the markers. There's a reason that we have like multiple markers for every mental illness to see if you actually have that. If not, then there's just personalities. Now maybe, or not they're just personality traits. You know?
What I told her about it, here, listen. You know, I'm not gonna. I told her, listen, this isn't gonna help anybody. This went sideways. Let's just, you know, whatever. I don't know.
And also, if I'm not mistaken, one of your final deciding factors was the fact that the audience, like, they had that Reddit up, like, it was like 43,000 upvotes saying that please don't release the episode. Just let this.
Dude, it wasn't good for anything. It wasn't good for anything.
Someone said Ethan is manipulating his relationship with Trisha for views. He is more intelligent than that. He keeps the drama up so it doesn't fall off. I don't think that's true, because Ethan seems to do fine without Trisha. Ethan was doing better than Trisha before Trisha. Now Trisha definitely helped him like gain more of an audience. But at this point, he doesn't need to constantly talk about Trisha to get anywhere. She keeps talking about him, and you have to understand, she's done multiple podcasts slandering Ethan, and he never responded to them until the Keemstar one. I don't think he's keeping up the drama for news.
My real hope was that we would have this wholesome, beautiful experience. We could mend the wounds, reunite the family, and immediately went sideways. And immediately I just
he probably also wanted to do frenemies again, because it probably did make him money for sure, but
was very regretful and just wanting it to end. So I was like, you know what, whatever, this, I'm sorry, that. I mean, the same thing I apologize for here, so I don't know.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't know. Oh, and then so that's the thing with the secret frenemies. I'm just fucking putting everything out there. I'm over it. And then, so a few honorable mentions is Trisha blaming me for calling Tana out for photoshopping herself. Watch this shit.
But Trisha was very quick to defend themselves by saying, I never did that. Ethan did that, not me, claiming that they never called out Tana for editing photos or anything like that. That was all Ethan calling Tana out, saying that she looks like a different person on her Instagram.
There's so many times where people think that we like hate each other or whatever. And I'm like, no, dude, Trisha's just brutally honest. And if someone's doing some whack, she's gonna call them out. And there are times.
That's not true. Not brutally honest. She's just brutally stupid and just lashes out anywhere she feels like she can. She doesn't call out people that deserve it. Trisha is unintelligent and stupid and annoying.
That Trisha's called me out like face tuning, creating a false beauty standard.
I did not call you out for that. I defended you. Ethan did.
Go.
No, I would have never.
See, she goes on everybody's podcast and slanders Ethan.
No.
You would never.
I saw she did something. People were calling out for photoshopping over the weekend. And you know what? Can I just...
And what's crazy is that like she goes after somebody for photoshopping like their Instagram pictures or whatever. That's what Ethan went after her for like years ago on her video, and it was a little mean to her. But the fundamentals were like, yeah, you see, like there's people who Photoshop themselves and they put an image on Instagram or whatever social media that's not actually themselves, and it's like shitty and it's toxic for like the young mind of people. And it's like she's just so dumb, bro.
Say, I mean, she really does overdo it because I did see the side by side from this weekend. It's unrecognizable. Like her face, she just changed her whole face. Here it is.
I wish that the chair broke one time and she just fell backwards and like fell on the floor. Like I didn't want her to get hurt, of course, but like just the embarrassment of falling over onto the floor, that would have been funny. You know what I mean? Like I wish that she tripped down like a small flight of like 3 steps and like stumbled and like maybe landed on her knee and like had to like walk with a limp for a couple of days. Like that's what I wish would happen to Trisha.
That is like not even her. Like I was so shocked, but it's like a different profile, different everything. It does get a little.
And then yeah, it's weird. Everybody just instantly accepts what Trisha says on their podcast. So Trisha will lie to their faces after they know what happened, and they're like, no, that wasn't me. She talks really fast. So that wasn't me. Nobody presses her on anything. It's weird. I don't understand it. I really don't get it. Like nobody has any fucking balls. People are telling me that Tana Mongeau was supposed to have like she was supposed to be like this tough girl, but like either Trisha lies to your fucking face, and then you're like, oh okay. Now, maybe I just didn't see the rest of the episode because I could be wrong. But, you know, we need more fucking... People need more balls.
Trisha is the human embodiment of the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song. It basically just plays everywhere she goes on loop.
No, but I'm...
I would never. Oh, and then there's this weird rumor going around I saw there's someone who reported this, someone who made a TikTok and then everybody reported it that I liked. A TikTok of Moses showing the wounds from when Trisha punched him.
Terrible.
And I never liked that, but here it is. I just want to make that clear that I never liked that.
To have to be like, oh, you have to be loyal to Ethan. When he's liking those posts, like they screenshot it, he's liking those posts. That's really, and then throwing it back in my face. All the stuff that I try to work.
I mean, if he did like it, it's probably just to signal boost it because she's abusive, right? Isn't that right?
Through because last year, drug induced, unmedicated.
Yeah, someone said, what if Moses dumps her on the wedding day? That would be amazing. If this was a long play to like seriously embarrass Trisha, and he's like, Trisha, I never loved you. Wedding off, and she's just standing there like in embarrassment at like the altar in like the middle of a desert because they'll probably do something fucking weirdly extravagant. That would be that would be fucking amazing. That would be incredible.
How about don't make excuses anymore for your shitty behavior? How about that? Or just stop. Fucking, you've been making excuses for years. It's time to grow up.
True. You've been helping to make excuses, Ethan.
But anyway, no, I did not like the picture of Moses's bruise on his arm where you punched him. Which she
But like when you say liking a post doesn't mean that you like the content. You might like somebody exposing somebody for being abusive. You might actually like the abuse. Maybe you just like the page and you want to signal boost it. This is one of the things that we don't understand about liking on social media. And it's the fact that like you'll get people, they'll get likes and they think those likes are like positive. Like you don't know what the like means. It just means I liked something about this scenario enough to hit like. It doesn't mean that maybe they like to make fun of you. That's why people like Trisha's videos, because they like to make fun of her. You know, people have to understand what likes mean. We don't have a positive interpretation of what likes mean. And when we tested systems that doesn't do multiple different types of likes, it doesn't work out. People don't give a shit. They just hit the heart. They don't care.
Rosie Lee calls it their altercation.
My rock bottom, 2020 was my rock bottom on so many levels.
Every day is
the
a rock
December episode
bottom.
where I did call.
I wish The Rock would rock bottom.
You know, and that was my lowest.
Cool.
I was like, wow, I'm so embarrassed. And yes, that I
put Trisha on WWE.
Of course, I appreciate it. The fact that he showed me patience and love, of course. And that's why all this hurts and stings so much because I did appreciate it. But it took him a whole 48 hours to do a whole.
Wait, hold on. Let me go back to what she said.
Twitter that I've addressed. Discussion too, and I won't. Whatever. Watch it. That's just the shortest podcast ever. It's like 30 minutes. You know, I've about people bringing stuff up from the past, like weaponize it against you. I think it's gross because I think at the end of the day, everyone who does it has really nasty shit in their closet too. I've done some nasty shit, drug induced or not. Like it's not an excuse.
I remember that she had a toilet paper in her asshole. It's pretty nasty shit, and people actually subscribed to her OnlyFans for that.
It's out there. I've done some nasty shit. There's nasty shit about everybody. I'm commenting on the here and now. Keemstar, there's a here and now. When people are like, you don't want to talk about it in front of me, because that was stuff that was happening years ago, and I was like, you know what? I felt uncomfortable because I have stuff in my closet, in my Twitter that I've addressed up until like a year and a half ago. The Moses altercation, like that's something that.
The altercation. It's awesome.
The Moses abuse.
Way to whitewash that one.
I don't know about whitewashing. That's a weird way to say it. Probably what? All right, whatever. No, we're just gonna get over that. Probably censoring it to an extent so that the video gets. She probably put like 40 ads on there. You know what I mean?
Is the darkest skeleton in my? It's not even in my closet. It's out in the open. I address it. I talked about it even on the podcast. It's like
whatever. That's between them, though. You know, I mean.
Well, no, but here's the thing: is like, yeah, okay, swing the rock, yeah, right. But here's the thing, though. It's like, okay, if you hurt somebody, if you abuse somebody in a relationship, usually that means that there's a pattern of that thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's very rare that like somebody in a relationship like bruises somebody else for no reason. Now, maybe Moses like cheated on her, and that's why. And then in that sense, it'd be like, okay. But I doubt that because she would have probably said that. So, like, usually when somebody gets hit in a relationship, it's because they're abusive. You know what I mean?
Well, whatever. The point is, she blames me for like putting that story out, which I didn't. People were already talking about it. She blames me for liking it on TikTok, which I don't. Like, I literally never bring it up.
Yeah,
they make peace together with it, and I respect that, and I always have. They're the ones that keep bringing it up and trying to make it my fucking problem. It's like, look, you guys just fucking deal with your own shit. Don't care anymore. So over them.
There you go.
Maybe they're mixing you up with Keem because Keem's the one that always sends that every time.
She said she was embarrassed for herself and the picture never hit the light of day. Well, usually people don't want other people to see their instances where they abuse someone.
He's in a fight with Trisha on Twitter.
Oh, he does?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
That makes sense. He usually just sends me a picture of a horse to make fun of my beautiful wife.
Yeah, sends me a witch.
The irony, of course, is that our wives are objectively beautiful women.
Hell yeah, brother.
And I wonder if... all
right, well...
I wonder what his girlfriend thinks about...
I just wouldn't use the word objective in this situation.
I wonder what caricature he would compare his girlfriend to.
We'll find out in 6 months.
Yeah,
you know, beauty is subjective, guys.
Right.
Just saying.
And there's one other thing I do want to talk about, which is this picture. This is my final message. Keemstar in the pool with his girlfriend. He posted this photo with a fucking shirt and hat.
Yeah, why is he wearing a shirt and hat? Wait, that's really weird.
This guy's such an OG dating this 20-year-old girl, and he's too insecure at 40 years old still to get in a pool without his shirt on. A jersey.
That is kind of pathetic. You know what I mean? Like it's not even like it's one of those like it's not even like it's so when I was young, I don't care anymore. I take my shirt off, I don't give a fuck. When I was younger, I used to wear like a white shirt or a wife beater to make yourself feel a little more secure. So I could kind of get that. Right? Like I'd be like, okay, I get it. But like you're wearing a fucking jersey. It doesn't make sense. This is bizarre. And a fucking hat. What are you in the pool for? Are you photoshopped into the pool? It's just pathetic. And people saying, well, he said he didn't have a summer body. Okay, then he's insecure. Yes, I didn't look good enough for the camera. You're insecure. Like, he looks like he's even crying in here. But bro, that's pathetic. What are you doing? Is he wet? He looks like he's wet. Did he put the shirt... Wait. He's wet. He's wet. The hat's not wet, and the jersey doesn't look wet. Maybe it does look wet. I don't think it's wet. I'm thinking he put it back on just for the picture and then took it off to go in the pool again. What the fuck?
How are you not embarrassed to go in a pool with your shirt on with your girl? That's so humiliating. And a hat, too.
I think it's like even worse that he put it on just for a picture.
In the pool.
So frustrated!
This is like such an L, bro.
This picture is amazing.
This is the big...
He might have been splashed, but the hat's not wet, and he's wet in his face. So I feel like, what?
Biggest L of all freaking time.
This was in the middle of his W.
How does this girl want to fuck this guy? I don't get that.
Rant on Twitter,
right?
And then his own audience tore him a new one.
He got roasted pretty hard by his own boy.
His shirt is wet?
Dude, you swim with the shirt on, bro, with your girl?
Big L on my part.
What she tell you she's not comfortable with? Did she also put a bag over your head when you guys?
He probably wears the hat and the jersey when he's fucking.
For the rest of that
time.
No.
And this speaks for itself.
He's probably the kind of guy that like puts their dick through the fucking like the pee hole of their underwear to fuck somebody.
What did the tweet say?
It's below it.
I'm literally on vacation, still winning the internet. Stay mad.
Yeah.
I think you need to go in a pool without a shirt on to stay winning.
And then after, if you scroll down a little bit more, that was his response.
Stop roasting me for wearing clothes in the pool. My beach body is not ready yet. Don't be so hard on yourself, man.
Yo, it's late August, dude. The beach body ain't happening this year. Maybe next year.
I think he's a skinny legend. I actually think he looks great. Like
he's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, I mean,
kudos to him for that.
I mean, he looks great. I just think it's hilarious. That
Whoa, it's body shaming for people who aren't skinny. Fucking, I knew it.
A jersey too. It's like,
bro, I can't. My girl thinks I'm so cool.
There's no way she thinks he's cool for that.
Poor Keem. He's so insecure. Actually, he's deep down just such a. He's just a child that wants to be loved and accepted so badly. And you know, in a way, I pity him, but you can't excuse the horrible things he does and says and is as a person.
It's true.
But at the end of the day, you know, if you look at serial killers, if you analyze them, it all goes back to childhood trauma and stuff. So it's like you can feel bad for the person.
Most
you can
things
pity
go
them
back
as
to
a person,
childhood
but
trauma. Okay.
Ultimately, serial killers belong to jail, and because they're a danger to society. I'm not saying obviously Keemstar's a serial killer, but I do think he's a danger to society. And I mean that's made clear by him.
I don't think that Keemstar is only dangerous to society because he has a platform and he's so dumb. You know, like if he was saying this shit as like a fucking mechanic where nobody's listening to him anyway, you know, then it wouldn't matter so much. You know, because I used to work with mechanics. I used to work in a bus, like in a shop for buses. I was a lead bus appearance maintainer. I was a fucking bus washer. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, like it wouldn't matter, but he has a platform, so that's why it's bad.
Him going in a pool with a jersey and a hat on. That ain't normal. That's abnormal behavior. At 40?
Any age.
I mean, I get it if you're younger, you're insecure. I used to have a giant mole on my back that was removed, but I was very insecure about it, so I would go in with a shirt on.
But sure, but a jersey? I mean, like
jerseys, yeah.
And like a Nelly video from like 2004. You should be in the pool.
But the hat too. It's like, are you also wearing sneakers, bro? It's like it just looks like he's fully clothed. Like, bro, are you wearing jorts and sneakers?
It really took me a minute to like register what was going on in that picture too, because you know, at first it just looks like they're together, but then you notice,
you know, his
water line.
His girl's like, are you sure you want to post this?
Scroll down. Oh.
What are you looking at?
It's just right out of view where he's soaked in water from the waist down.
And sneakers, yeah.
Perfectly cropped.
Anyway,
it's been absolutely lovely. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway, listen, I am 100% over Trisha. I'm tired of her shit. I'm tired of her lying. I don't want to talk about her anymore. I unfollow her on all social media. I'm done. I'm over it. This is the ultimate betrayal. I can tolerate this shit no longer. I'm out. I'm done. That's it. Bye.
Ultimate betrayal.
Real quick note about
is it already over?
Speculating about serial killers and childhood trauma and everything. Do you know one of the 3 clearest signs of a serial killer in the making is fire setting as a child?
Go on.
Who cares?
I don't know if people know this, but when Keemstar was a teenager, he was arrested for arson.
That's like some intel. Like, where'd you get that one?
There was a deep cut.
I mean, like a lot of young men just like to light stuff on fire. I did too. I was a Boy Scout. We love lighting stuff on fire. It's just kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Man.
Fires are fucking cool, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that's still a sign. But fires are still cool as fuck.
Go on, Dan. You're going for it. Okay, go on.
Do you want me to send you the article from like 2002 or 2003?
Yeah, we all did that.
Just go for it, Dan.
Here, it's in my.
So are you suggesting that Keemstar's a
he wasn't young?
I'm not suggesting that, but I am suggesting that in 2006 he was charged.
Oh, 2006. Okay, that was 15 years ago. So
of all places, it's only posted at a few places on the internet.
Send it to me.
I'm pulling it up right now. Just chill out.
Lovebot. Keem is not happy about this one.
All right.
2006 matches up with Keem's age. It was in Arcade, New York, which is just outside of Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
And I mean, let's be real. It's fucking Keem.
Okay, so let's see. Police arrest Daniel M. Keem, 24. And his homie Dustin, charging them with arson in the 5th degree and criminal trespassing in the 3rd degree. Charges stem after Wellsville police reported seeing smoke coming from the bathrooms within the Lagoon recreation area. Upon further investigations, it was discovered that the 2 subjects were lighting fireworks within the bathroom and caused some damage to the bathroom. After a short foot pursuit.
Oh, they weren't even lighting fires. They were lighting off fireworks. That's such a weird, like, interpretation of this. Like, they were just dumb fucks lighting off fireworks. Yeah, it's just such a weird... like, this is where it kind of gets to the point where you're like, oh, interesting, he lit fires, and then it's like, oh, okay, he was shooting fireworks off in the bathroom. Like, it's still dumb, but it's not really arson.
He ran from the police.
Or at least, and if it is considered arson, it's not like actively lighting things on fire. It's like a fucking moron lighting off like bottle rockets or whatever the fuck you call them in the bathroom and then lighting it on fire like an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, the framing isn't necessary. Like,
they were caught in the station where they were processed and held pending their arraignment in the morning.
Keem was fast as fuck, but he wasn't fast enough that day.
Not fast enough fucking enough, boy.
He's 24.
Interesting.
24.
Fireworks in the bathroom doesn't seem that bad, to be honest.
I mean, doesn't that seem like something like you get caught for?
Oh, see, there you go.
12 or 13-year-olds. Yeah,
24. That's a little hard.
All right, stop reaching. Who cares?
He said, I don't like to change.
It's true.
Yeah, as a 24-year-old, and then you're running from the police. I mean, that's pretty amazing. I love that there was a short foot chase. Like, he didn't make it far.
Yep.
All right, thanks for that, Dan. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, it's not a trial to trauma. They try to frame it as that.
Yeah, Dan had to bring out Dan the haters back. All right, guys, I've said it all. That's all I got to say. Listen, like I said, I'm out. I'm done. Peace and love. I just don't fucking care anymore. All right? We're back also. Schedule after dark tomorrow and families this weekend. That's it. Mwah. Peace and love.
Wow. It's finally over. Holy shit. Fucking he did a whole 2 hours about this situation. That was horrible. The hell are you doing? Make it shorter next time. You know what's crazy? I held my breath that whole video. Almost died.